not put into YouTube yet because I'm an idiot. Forgot to turn that on. That's gonna be a weird opening, but hey. Also, hi Shaq. Good to see you. Right. Okay, there we go. Completely forgot to turn on the other platform because I am very smart. What do we got in Warframe this week? Well, there's a few things we can do for Ability to Beast. Need a few more resources to buy the couple things I want to get. I think that might be mostly what I do today. Oh, that and Nightwave. Hold on. When you look at Nightwave, I haven't done Nightwave in a while. Yeah. I mean, I've played Destiny a lot, so I know what I can kind of feel what it's like to lose your home, or at least feel like the home you've enjoyed is no longer going to be there. So yeah, I feel like it's the least I can do, and it might do something, it might not, but I might as well. It's a shitty feeling to know that the game you've enjoyed for so long is, it's not exactly going away, because to be completely honest, or to be completely fair, they are still leaving the servers up and whatnot, but can I just not, there we go.
You're making waves, Dream.
That was weird.
I can
Why could I not put it down in the hallway over there? You see post from Reb? Yeah, she will be missing TennoCon, which is pretty sad. I know she's really happy to be there every single year, and she's had a blast last year, from the concert to the main stage. It was absolutely fun. Oh, that one too. Wait, no. Oh, I haven't seen that one, or at least I'm not sure which one you're referring to then. The one about D2. Oh yeah, where yeah, about how the one where like Halo 3 or even Halo in general was a big inspiration, and how every other game paved the way for Warframe to be what it is. Even if technically Warframe came first, but it still has a pretty big impact on how the game shapes itself over the years. Space on the back. Yeah. And also Pablo had a pretty big message about that, which honestly makes a lot of sense. Pablo was out there saying that people are sad about losing their home or their favorite games, so being just shoved recommendations in your face is not exactly what you need initially. So he was trying to ask people to kind of calm down and just saying like, oh yeah, just go to Warframe, just leave Destiny, go to Warframe. People don't need to be told where to go next. People still need to process that their game is ending. So I like that from Pablo as well. It's a very realistic approach to, or a very good perspective on how people cope with stuff like that. Some people might not care. Some people might leave Destiny saying like, oh, well, it's just another game. I'm going to move on to a different one. But for some people, it's been the place where they met a lot of friends, the place where they've encountered maybe significant others, or just enjoyed a lot of their life in the past 10 years. And so being told that the game is ending support and being basically just put on maintenance mode for who knows how long until something else comes around, it takes a while to digest. And I completely understand the feeling of not wanting to be just told, yeah, we'll ditch that and go to this other game that's not exactly the same, but kind of loosely related. So I like that. It's a very level-headed approach from Pablo. So I like that. I mean, the dev team is great. It's one of the things that keeps me coming back to Warframe. It doesn't matter how many times I take breaks. Warframe is always going to be a very enjoyable game for that reason, because they at least have a very grounded and level-headed dev team that understands what it is to play the game, first and foremost, but also what it is to handle a community. Bazzer, I swear to God, I love you, boy, but you're being very obnoxious right now. That's my microphone. That's my microphone you're pushing on. Please, settle down.
The captive is safely in our hands. Congratulations, Terno.
Yeah, exactly. I just now saw the end of your message, but yeah, They are showing what the expected community to behave, like how the expected community to behave in light of that announcement from Bungie. And I hope that it translates into the rest of the community outside of it. I mean, I could see that. I could see, honestly, I could see myself revisiting Destiny 2 if they go that route of like bringing everything back outside the vault and just saying like, here's everything D2 had to offer. Go nuts, you know, enjoy it. That's honestly what I would like them to do. But yeah, it's like a final farewell or a send-off, you know. Go back to the game, enjoy it for what it is, like get your fun out of what's left, and then eventually just do a final uninstall, you know. I'd love to see that, and I'm sure there's other creators that could probably find fun in that, because I know, you know, Xenos was a big Destiny 2 guy. That's where he started before doing Warframe. So I know he'd probably be interested, or probably have a slight interest in revisiting current state D2. I know I would love to see the Star Wars collab stuff they have. Like, they have an entire expansion that's just Star Wars. And it took a lot for me to not buy it out of principle, because I was... The one reason I left Destiny in the first place was because of their monetization and the way they handled DLCs and microtransactions and whatnot, and all the season passes and different like access packs and all that. So I thought it would have been in pretty bad faith to just buy back into that just because it's Star Wars. But in the events that they decide to just bring back everything and maybe put it at a decent price, I would consider it. Because Destiny still has unmatched gameplay to me, and there's not much else that feels like Titan does. Like, the Destiny Titan is something that I've never really found elsewhere in shooters.
Drink.
Hey, what's up, Petit? Good to see you. Also, hey, ADs. I'm doing good. How about you? Thanks for asking.
Hello there.
A single pistol and a glaive. Okay, we can do that. You were a huge Destiny fan. You love it because of financial shenanigans, the indulgent. Yeah, exactly. That was the main reason why. Doing all right? Well, that's good to hear. Glad to hear that. Let's do... I mean, glaive and pistol. I mean, we can do Saren with that. Graduating soon? Had your birthday recently? Oh, well, happy birthday. Sorry I'm late on that, I guess, but happy birthday, though. And graduating soon. Congrats on that. That's going to be a great time. Do you know what you're planning to do after that? Love the diamond? Hell yeah. Glad you got it. You have very little game merch, but once you have some Destiny. I have very little game merch myself. The most I got is what I got from TennoCon, ironically enough. I didn't really have much game merch prior to that. I had a little bit from like collector's edition of old games like Soul Calibur 4 and like Halo 3, Halo 4, but yeah, that's totally fair. That's totally fair, but it always feels weird to just wish a happy belated birthday. But hope you had a good one though. Hope you had a great birthday. So yeah, I'm really just hoping that people that are coming from the Destiny side just land back on their feet, and that they get to enjoy things again. I don't know, I don't remember when's the last time I had a game that either completely shut down or had a you know, maintenance mode happen. A game that I was really invested in. There's a couple of games that I know that did sunset or shut down or are going to shut down. Namely stuff like New World. New World was a pretty fun MMO. I enjoyed my time in New World, but I was not like deeply invested in it. The fact that it shuts down doesn't really hurt me or make me sad. It's disappointing to see games shut down because they could have been a lot. They could have been great. You know, New World had good ideas, just poorly executed because they tried to be an MMO at the same time as being kind of a open world survival-ish game. So they kind of shot themselves in the foot trying to rework it into an MMO. It's not shutting down per se, Hades, but they are going into maintenance mode at the beginning of June. So very, very soon they're going to be stopping any updates. There's not going to be any new content. They're just going to maintain the servers alive like they are doing currently with Destiny 1. But there's no new updates, no new content planned for Destiny 2. So it's not dead, but close enough. Agreed. Oh, too slow. Well. But yeah, that's exactly how I feel about it. I loved it. I bought it twice even. I played it on PS4 when it came out initially. And then the moment it released on PC, I just rebought it. Redid everything I did. Grinded everything all over again. Had a blast doing it. Met some great people. Played the game with some awesome friends that I still talk to this day. But there's just something about when they went free to play, like when they went independent and said, "Oh, we're going free to play." Turns out to be just free to try, because anything that was released after just the initial release of the game stopped being free. So it's like, okay, you can install the game for free, but good luck playing any piece of content for free. I hope you like Vanguard Strikes. That's about it. You know, dungeons, raids, patrol zones, like all the cool stuff was still locked out. So it's like, what even is the point? And I hate it because, like I said, I love the gameplay of it. The gunplay, the abilities, the movement in Destiny is second to none. The first hit is free? Yeah, pretty much. Also, am I just getting... Okay, yeah, I was getting the 30% very often. That was pretty good. Yeah, it was very much like a free demo. Like, sure, you can install it. You can do the new light stuff for free. You can kind of experiment a bit. Hey, what's up, Khan? Good to see you. Welcome back. Everything after the tutorial got to pay for? Pretty much. So I was a bit sad when they started doing that. So when I saw that, I was disappointed. It made me feel bad to play a game where, even though they say it's free, everything is paid. The best worst part is the first hit was good. Yes, exactly. It was very good. It was very fun. And I still think it's fun. That's my biggest problem with it. I still think the game is fun in its core. But the monetization system is just not fun. It's very expensive to try and catch up. Like, if you have friends still playing the game and they're telling you, yeah, come play Destiny with us, and you have to buy like 4 expansions and 3 passes and a dungeon access and all that, and you're like, I could buy a whole game for that price, or several good games for that price. So I'm always like, I can't in good conscience support that business model. I hate it. It's an amazing play for someone trying out a sci-fi game. Yeah, absolutely. It still is a fantastic game. I will always swear by that. It's a very good game. Just, you know. Bit of a hard sell nowadays. For someone like you cannot afford... yeah, absolutely. Yeah, exactly. It's a good game, bad handling. And it makes me even more sad to see some other games in the same genre go. Like, recently, they shut down the servers for Anthem. And Anthem could have been great. Anthem had fantastic movement, had really cool mechanics, had really great synergies between either your different weapons or different players in your team. You could do some really cool stuff in there. But it released half-baked without any real live service content. So people played through the campaign, they got to max level, they started doing the open world things, and nothing happened. There was just nothing to keep people interested and hooked. So fantastic base, horrible loop to keep people engaged, and so it died. It just fizzled out because there was nothing to keep the people interested in playing the game over and over again, which is what people need these days. Like, you have companies fighting tooth and nail for players to play their games long term. That's how it is right now. Like, games are a platform to make money. So like, companies are putting out games that need to have longevity. That's what people are looking for. They need a game that they can play for a long time. And because they're struggling to find that in games, they just give up on them. But Xbox Game Pass for $23 a month, and you can play games that are expensive like Diablo and Halo. Yeah, that's a very good example. It's a good budget option if you have the time, or if you like to bounce between a lot of games.
Yeah.
Game Pass is a fantastic offering because you have so many games that are available to you. You can try one. If you don't like it, move on to the next one. It doesn't cost you any more. So you don't have to gamble on paying for a game that you might not enjoy, or you don't have to limit yourself to only one game a month or something like that. You can just try as many as you want. And that's why the free-to-play model is super popular these days, because there's no barrier of entry. People just pick up a game for free, play it. If they don't like it, they move on. If they like it, they keep playing it. Sometimes they pay money for it, they invest in it. But ultimately, it's really dependent on how people feel about the game itself. And it's always funny to me when that conversation rolls back around and people keep talking about stuff like player retention and charts and, you know, the metrics of how many people are playing a certain game or some other. And I'm like, just enjoy the games. Why do you have to try and find problems in every other game? Just play the games you like and keep it at that. It's really not that hard. Games need either a gameplay loop that expands and rewards continuing, or a gameplay loop is simple and enjoyable. Right, yeah. And even then, you'd find a lot of people complaining that stuff like Battlefield lacks replay, like, appeal. I've seen people say that Battlefield 6 was not rewarding enough, and that playing the game didn't give them enough back so that they would keep playing it. We're at the point where people don't even play a game for the gameplay loop, they play it for the rewards they get from playing it. And that's part of the problem. I hate that. Like, not every game has to be with a gear treadmill or a carrot on stick. The fun you get from playing matches is good enough.
In a kitchen just like yours. All
Also
is
Hippo
quiet. Or is it? The North American house hippo is found throughout Canada and the eastern United States. House hippos are very timid creatures and are rarely seen, but they will defend their territory if provoked. They come out at night to search for food, water, and materials for their nests. The favorite foods of the house hippo are chips, raisins, and the crumbs from peanut butter on toast. They build their nests in bedroom closets using lost mittens, dryer lint, and bits of string. The nests have to be very soft and warm. House hippos sleep about 16 hours a day.
That is all very true. Because some people aren't happy unless other people, their lives are being... Well, yeah, I mean, that's another thing. That's another topic entirely. But yeah, people seem to only value... only derive satisfaction out of seeing other people's likes being denigrated, which is part of the issue. I don't get why people can't just be content with liking their own thing. They have to feel validated in their own likes by proving that it's better than X or Y. Like, people seem to not understand that many games can exist in a single genre. Like the ARPG conversation, like Diablo versus Path of Exile versus Last Epoch, or the first-person shooters, like, oh, well, it's Call of Duty versus Battlefield as it always was, or this game isn't that game. Well, yeah, no, the fuck it isn't. It'd be boring if every game was the same. That's what makes it fun. Games have different appeal, different reasons to exist. Like, Destiny and Warframe are not the same games. They share some components or some aspects, but they're definitely different games entirely. But people keep conflating the two of them and then pitting them against each other when they're apples to oranges. Doesn't mean we can't be a welcoming place for the people that are looking for a new home, though. Low Battlefield because blowing people's medals off the field. Oh, yeah. I see that you're a cultured engineer main, Shaq. We get along just fine because I don't have a like class distribution square in my profile in Battlefield. I have a line that just extends on the engineer side. My engineer playtime is so high compared to everything else. Competition breeds innovation. That is also true, yeah. Competition requires people to innovate and become more creative. You like also some games that are like story based. You can understand not having a rewarding type of play be like Far Cry, Horizon, or God of War. Yeah, no, absolutely. Story games are a different thing entirely, and once you enjoyed them, not everybody feels the need to replay them, and that's all right. You know, replayability is one thing, but experiencing a good story and then moving on is also perfectly fine. Which is why I thought it was hilarious when people were ragging on Expedition 33 for losing like a massive chunk of its player base after a while. Like, yeah, it's a story game. Not everybody's gonna replay it 20 fucking times. People get their experience through the story and then they move on to another different story game, and that's perfectly fine. Not everything is about retaining like hundreds of thousands of players to be successful. So you like story like watching a movie or reading a book, and that's great because games are a great medium to experience and tell stories. Storytelling in games has gotten significantly better as time passes. We get award-winning story writing, we get incredibly well put together cutscenes and sequences and even just narratives, with interactions in ways that people have never seen before. You have games that play like interactive movies, like the Until Dawn or the Quarry, or like the other series that I don't remember the name of right now, but calculating like my member, I have a line. I mean, it's true. I don't have a polygon. I have a line. It's just you have recon, assault, support, and engineer, and mine's just a straight line to engineer. Just straight line to engineer. Because why would I play anything else when I can just blow up tanks with rockets? Titanfall 2, absolutely. I'm still sad about the state of multiplayer in Titanfall 2 because the multiplayer in it is absolutely amazing, but it's just overrun with cheaters and people just yelling slurs and racial insanity in the text chat, which is very, very tragic because Respawn is now focusing all their attention to Apex, which money-wise I understand, fun-wise I don't, but that's just my opinion. I don't know, it's...
Yo.
It would be like watching Avengers Endgame once and being like, okay, I know the ending, but like, it was a good movie, so I'll watch it again with like 3 hours in. Like, that's 3 hours, I'm not gonna watch it 40 times. Well, I mean, that's... I can agree, but I can also disagree to a certain extent. There is something fun about just rewatching something you know, just because it brings you comfort. Hey, what's up, Venom? Good to see you. I'm doing good, how about you? Like, you can ask Roxy. She's annoyed to hell by it, but I very frequently rewatch the same movie just because I like having something familiar in the background while I do other things. And that movie is The Matrix. I will rewatch the Matrix movies or the Lord of the Rings movies very, very frequently just because I'm comfortable with it, and I just like the movie. I like the plot, I like the story, I like the setting, and I'm just cool with it. So I can understand why you wouldn't necessarily sit in front of a 3 hours movie again, but sometimes people will just because they like having the comfort of familiarity. Apex was a game no one asked for, and that's coming from someone who plays a lot of Apex. I agree, but also I can see the appeal and the argument that Apex is a good game in itself. I'm just sad it came at the cost of maintaining Titanfall 2. Someone at Titanfall 3, but hybridized between multiplayer between Titanfall 1 and 2. I mean, yeah. I don't know if there's much from the Titanfall 1 multiplayer that I'd reached that I'd poured over or that didn't make it from Titanfall 2, but I can see it. Titanfall 2 was just had better customization, better movement, better everything, really. Better Titan designs as well, better kits. And there's just something that is missing in this in the scene of FPS, where like people keep praising movement shooters, but none of them had played a fucking game of Titanfall 2. Like, people just keep trying to make like crazy movement happen in Call of Duty and Battlefield and Apex, but shit, play Titanfall and then see how you like that kind of movement, because they nailed that shit. There's nothing that comes close to the movement of chilling by the bed. That's all right. I'm glad you got to at least drop in before going to bed. Titanfall was so good. It was. It really wasn't. The storyline in the campaign was amazing, and then the multiplayer was just fantastic. It was so smooth. I'd say 100% in games is pretty fun. Yeah, that can also be an achievement you chase. Getting like platinum trophies, or you had no idea what you did, but movement was so fun and Titans felt cool. Yeah, that is also true. Apex is a really good game. You love it. That's why you play a lot. But it's yeah, no, absolutely. Yeah, no, I respect that take, because I played a bunch of Apex too, until the point where I got kind of bored of the pacing of it. The fact that it's a pretty small player count in a rather large map means that there's a lot of downtime where you can spend 10 to 15 minutes just running and looting, and then you take one bad fight and your game's over. So there's a lot of downtime, there's a lot of lulls in a single match, which it might just be because I'm not aggressive enough and running at fights enough, but I had a lot of times where my games were just, depends on your drop. Well, yeah, obviously, you can do like very hot drops and try to fight your way into a weapon and then try to... Have they actually... That's a question. Have they actually given a standard base weapon to people when they drop? Because I remember just fist fighting people for a weapon, but Titanfall is just all over a better game. Well, yeah, that is yeah, as Shaq puts it, Respawn Entertainment was the Infinity Ward team from Call of Duty 4 leaving and then respawning as a new studio to make Titanfall. That's kind of a fuck you to Activision. They have not... Okay, so you still just fist fight until you get to a crate that has a weapon in it. That was one of my gripes. Like, too many times you would drop in a place where there's only a few crates and then someone gets to a crate before you do and you're just running with your fists out and you hope you can just pummel them before they kill you. The name was... Oh yeah, the name was perfect. It was a fantastic choice. You just raised a finger. You gotta play a character with damaging abilities. Yeah, that is also true. That is why I started playing Fuse. Is there a queue in joining? No, there's no queue in joining. There's no queue. It's Fizz, but they've given weapons. Right? Yeah. If you respawn from the key card, or I forgot the name of it, but the respawn tag or whatever. Yeah, then yeah, you do get like a base weapon. But yeah. Guardians, welcome. You're gonna say Destiny player? Well, we are kind of talking about Destiny, so there are technically Destiny players, but I can't say that I've had a player new to Warframe from Destiny just yet. But it's still good to just welcome them in. I mean, I was a Destiny player. Shaq was a Destiny player. Almost everybody in here has at least from near or far heard or considered Destiny at some point. So I guess objectively, I have, yes, gotten Destiny players. Because I am myself. But yeah, if you want to join the TE, I'm probably going to run some Belly the Beast. So if you want to join, feel free. And Axel? I don't think I know. Feel like crap about it? Yeah, that was the first thing we talked about. It is very disappointing to hear. It's not the news anybody wanted to see. They do have a lot of homage to Titanfall. Like they have a badge now. Do you believe a Titanfall voice actor who passed? That is probably to Vince Zampella, who was the CEO, who passed a few months back in a car accident. New Legend was basically... okay, I see. So, still waiting for a chance to replay Red War. True. Yeah, the fact that they took away Red War, which set the field for a lot of the storylines that happened afterward in Destiny 2, was a very puzzling choice, because Red War was a great setup to what created Destiny 2. That's putting that whole thing lightly, but could well... Wait, Wait, oh, yeah, about removing Red War. Yeah, I guess I am putting it lightly, but I am very much questioning the decision the decision of removing core components of the story like that. But yeah, T, if you were looking to join in some Belly of the Beast, feel free to let me know. I'll be happy to take you in. Oh, rest. Wait, there's a new alert? Did I not run all the alerts? Could swear I did all of them, but sure, I'll do the rescue. But yeah, they did the same in Battlefield, actually, Hades. They gave out a patch that you can put on any of the classes and operators. So you can have a Titanfall patch in honor of Vince Zampella in Battlefield 6, because he actually directed, if I recall correctly, Battlefield 6 as a kind of extension from his project as Titanfall lead for EA, since Respawn is still under the EA umbrella. Should have died after Red War? I mean, I don't agree with that. Saying they should have died after Red War, I don't agree with that. There has been a lot of good stuff post Red War before they took it away. But what I'm thinking is they should have kept stuff in the game, or at least available somewhere, even if as like a optional DLC or something, because their main reasoning was the game was becoming too large for consoles, which I can understand. It's a fair it's a fair concern, or even restriction. I think Sony had, maybe still does, but Sony had a hard restriction on game size or file size because of their architecture, which is also one of the reasons why Final Fantasy XIV had issues at some point staying on PS4. I think they managed to either get a exception from Sony or they reworked the ruling. I don't know exactly what it was, but I know for a fact that Sony has a pretty strict policy on game install sizes on their consoles, so that was potentially the reasoning why Bungie had to go that route, especially since Bungie was partnering very closely with Sony at the time of Destiny 2's launch, and still to this day, because they now are owned by Sony, more or less. But yeah, I don't know. There's a lot of things I do believe Destiny could have done better, but I don't agree that it should have died after Red War. Red War 2 now is probably the same feeling as Final Fantasy XIV 1.0 player. I mean, yeah, I can see that. It's a part of the history that you got to experience and live, but a lot of people just don't get to experience unless they just go watch videos. And it got to the point where they completely reworked the start of the campaign, the start of the game as a whole, just because it would make sense with without the Red War being there. So even the start of the game isn't the same as it used to be. They basically recycled the start of Destiny 1, which I think is funny. Their new starting segment is basically Destiny 1's starting segment redone in Destiny 2's engine, which I don't know how I feel about that. Like, so much for a new start, it's just recycled. It's a bit sad. It's nostalgic, which felt good to go through the first time, but it's also kind of sad to see that they didn't keep what made Destiny 2 unique. Let's go see what he's on the Runda Relay, right? Fallout 76 next generation update will be announced. Ooh, well, I'm happy for those that do like Fallout 76. That's cool. I'm excited for you. So that means that they're going with like full native PS5 support, I assume, is what that means. Because what it was released on PS4 and got like a port or just like cross-platform support. I take it. We got the Honoria. Some said with Titanfall. Wait, same said with Titanfall 3. Oh, I don't think Titanfall 3 is gonna happen ever. I wish it did, but I'm not gonna hold my breath. And I remember clearly when Titanfall 2 released, it was flanked on both sides by Call of Duty and Battlefield. Like it released in between two other big first-person shooter releases, so it got sandwiched in both of them and just kind of flew under the radar. Some of the like big FPS players kind of picked it up because they were looking for something new, or the story gamers, especially like content creators, they picked it up because it was the brand new story FPS, but then it kind of dwindled and phased out once I think it was Battlefield 1 at the time that came out right after, and it just cut out all momentum. Freezing your ass off, your AC unit is overpowered. We kind of had the same issue earlier. The AC is upstairs, so it's still kind of trying to do its job, but we're downstairs where it's warmer, and then upstairs is very chilly. You went and tried D2 again when you had taken your pauses from D2 when you saw the new starting area. You just felt soulless. I can see, yeah, I can see why. I can see why you'd feel that. It is really just the Destiny 1 start ripped out and put into Destiny 2 almost, which does feel kind of like a soulless, not rip off necessarily because it's their own content, but it did feel like a bit of a kick in the balls to just take the parts that were new, send them into the bin, and then just use the new stuff, the old stuff as the new part, right? I don't know. I love the game, but they did so many things that I just question.
All that is left of her is the moat in this cave.
And then there's a bunch of people that are angry because now they're thinking that they cut off support for Destiny 2 because of Marathon. It's such a shitty situation. Oops. Oh. Well, I guess I am, okay, I'm fine now.
Ordis's name is Ordis. Ah, yes. In the manual for this thing, it says excessive concussive force to the collector is not recommended for optimal use. Well, perhaps if that stopped happening.
But anyways, what else are you guys looking forward to? Because we got a lot of announcement coming up in the next few weeks. The first week of June is packed with reveals and events and announcements. Destiny 2 bankrupted Microsoft 3 times? What? Destiny 2 was never related to Microsoft. I don't understand how you make that connection. Destiny was never related to Microsoft.
This has preemptively supplied you with unique air support. You will be able to jump higher. Have fun.
Well, is somewhat true, Dan and Blizzard? No, that's just plain wrong. Destiny 2 has nothing to do with, or Microsoft has nothing to do with Destiny. That's just isn't related at all. What? Oh, it's this pipe. Yeah. Bungie was affiliated to Microsoft when they were developing Halo, but that's about it. The moment they stopped being the Halo studio, they just never were related to Microsoft, and that was way before Destiny even came out. Bungie stopped being a Microsoft game studio a while before Destiny even came out, let alone Destiny 2. If anything, Sony was more involved in Destiny than Microsoft, or than anyone else, really. Because you got to remember, Destiny was cross-platform. It was on Sony, it was on PlayStation and Xbox. There was no way it would have been a Microsoft game back then. Now Microsoft is willing to play ball because they don't really have the stakes in the console market that much. Really, that's true. The meaning behind the curtains? I'm not following. I don't think there's any behind the curtains meaning or any of that. It's Destiny has nothing to do with Microsoft. We were told otherwise. Well, I'm sorry to say you were told wrong, because Microsoft has never had anything to do with Bungie ever since Bungie stopped developing Halo for them. They were a studio that were under Activision Publishing, and sometimes funded by Sony. That was mainly why they had a lot of Sony exclusives or Sony firsts, which I still think is awful business practice for a live service game like that. They'd have like play it 1 week first on PlayStation, or exclusive until the next expansion drops. So an exclusive for a year on PlayStation, which was ridiculous. But you know, they do whatever they want to do because they get money from that. Still. Now, the Microsoft acquisition of Bungie is a different thing entirely. Or the Microsoft acquisition of Blizzard. Sorry, not Bungie, Blizzard. The Microsoft acquisition of Blizzard is a different thing. Yeah, exactly. They were a game studio under the Microsoft umbrella of development studios, but they were not a part of Microsoft itself. They were just, you know, given the contract of doing the Halo games. I mean, I'm not gonna say that Bungie didn't dig their own grave on a few occasions. Like, sure, Bungie did get kind of like tossed around a lot as a commodity by their ownership studios, but their ownership, their parent company. Sorry, that's the one I was looking for. Their parent company. There was a lot of stuff that happened with it, but I'm not gonna say that they didn't cause a lot of their issues. They were going from tons of player goodwill to literally no one wanting to do anything with Bungie. It was a weird time. And preach the truth for you? I mean, the truth is simple. Bungie was a studio that Microsoft hired, essentially, under the Microsoft Game Studios umbrella to develop Halo from Halo 1 to, I want to say, 3. And then I think from Reach onwards, they became 343 Industries, or at least like some of the devs maybe split off, or they Microsoft developed something in-house, but they basically stopped using Bungie for Halo games and moved on to 343 Industries, which is now known as Halo Studios, by the way. They underwent a other rename. But Bungie has never been owned or a part of Microsoft, if any, or maybe partially owned, but they've never been just a Microsoft studio, especially not once Destiny came out. Destiny was like one of their first ventures as more independent studio. They were under Activision in terms of publishing and I think ownership, but they were not tied to Microsoft at all. And that was at the time of Destiny 1. 300 trees, tell them they shouldn't have. Well, that's kind of hard to do. You never really know how things evolve as time passes. We can have regrets all we want. Things happen, unfortunately, and there's not much we can do about it. Bungie did great on the Halo games. You know, Halo 1 to 3 were fantastic games. And then Microsoft did something with the studio. They went to 343 / Halo Studios. And now we have what we have now. I'm not going to say that it's good or bad. You know, some people enjoy the games. I don't necessarily enjoy Halo as much anymore. I'm kind of sad I don't, because Halo was a lot of my childhood and a lot of my early gaming experiences. Made a lot of friends playing Halo, Halo 3 on Xbox Live. I love my time with it, but you know, eventually you kind of have to move on. You can't always expect to stick to a singular game and love everything about it, or expect the company behind it to not do things differently every now and then. You know, things will have to change eventually. The status quo is only good for so long, but not everybody likes things to stay as stagnant and samey for so long. I mean, capitalism is part of it, yes. Gaming studios are becoming more and more just avenues for investors to try and make money, because investors see the gaming industry as a cash cow, and they're like, I want a piece of that pie. So they invest in game studios, and they want products to sell, to be released. So they're looking for games that will create a lot of revenue. So free-to-play games, microtransactions, or games with a bunch of DLCs, or games that can be put out really quickly for very low development costs and high return. Imagine your friends waiting for a bridge to play Reach multiplayer again. Yeah, and that is totally fine. Bungie wanting to go more independent and try other things than just being the Halo studio is perfectly reasonable. Like, I guess I can imagine that at some point, when your whole life revolves around just creating more and more content of the same IP, you can probably get bored out of it. So I can understand wanting to do your own thing, have your own little project. And that's how Destiny came to be. And honestly, Destiny was not in a bad spot. It was not a bad call, because Destiny 1 was fun. It wasn't perfect. You know, Destiny 1 had its flaws, like every other game has. It had some more underwhelming content releases. As I think it was was it House of Wolves? I think it was House of Wolves that was not as well received by the community. But Destiny 1 was still a very good game. And now Destiny 2 followed in its footsteps. Started off, you know, pretty decent. Had a pretty big resurgence after a couple lukewarm initial updates and expansions. Or DLCs at this point. I don't know exactly if the scale is good enough to call it an expansion, but you know, Destiny 2 went through its growing pains, got into a pretty comfortable spot, and then kind of just shit the bed. Which somewhat coincided from when Bungie went fully independent from Activision. They wanted to spread their wings even more and then fly independently, which led to very mixed receptions. But you wanted to, was it the best choice? Probably not, but that's part of the... Yeah, exactly. And I will say, not all of it is due to the developers. The communities are also pretty volatile. The communities for games online are pretty much to blame for a lot of the things happening in the games industry. You know, can I remind you of what happened with a game called Highguard not too long ago? Highguard was meant to be a surprise drop, the same way Apex Legends happened to be. But then someone decided to showcase them to the world, to millions of people watching, as a mic drop moment at the end of a big award show with no information whatsoever, radio silence for about 6 weeks, and then the game dropped. But in those 6 weeks, people just decided that it was going to be the next game that they wanted it to completely and utterly fail. So the sentiment for the game was negative from day one up until its launch, after which it kind of suffered a catastrophic collapse to the point where it no longer is playable. It lasted about, what, 6 weeks? Not even? I think barely over a month. Which is tragic to look at because it was definitely some people's passion project. The developers that worked on it probably loved working on it. They, like, you could tell that when some of them were talking about it. Highguard? Yeah, that guy. Highguard over Marathon? I'm not trying to put games over another one. I'm just trying to talk about what happened in the industry as a whole. I think Marathon has its merits. Not everybody is a fan of it, but I think Marathon has its merits and has its qualities. I think the biggest downside of it, or the biggest gripe that people have, is that Marathon was born off of an existing IP in a complete reboot, and mostly played homage to the first game, or the first series of the name, instead of being like a logical sequel to it. They just kind of used the environment, or the universe. Sorry, they used the universe that was built around Marathon to create their new extraction shooter. And obviously, extraction shooters are a niche genre. Not everybody likes them. So for people to look forward to a new Marathon game, only to be told that it's not going to be what they expect it to be, probably felt like a slap in the face. I can get that. But most of it was just a lot of disgruntled Destiny players or other Bungie games players and enjoyers that saw Marathon as the reason why their game is not performing as well. And I can get that. You know, I can understand why people would feel like a company putting out a second game would take away from the first game. But also they have to realize that game studios have a pretty big workforce. And just because they have people working on one game doesn't mean that the other game is not getting attention at all. That's also a big misconception. It's probably countless times games have just been skipped over because of negative feedback. Yeah, absolutely. Games keep getting sidelined by influencers or grifters because they just don't want that game to succeed because they want to keep theirs more successful. And I hate that notion. I hate the fact that people have the power to dictate the success or the future of another game, because I don't think this game is good, or I don't think this game should be good, so I'm gonna just shit on it. And hopefully it'll gain traction. Hey, what's up, Rat? Good to see you. Just as that Soulframe and Warframe? Exactly. Like, studios can do more than one game at a time. Also, can I remind you that DE has experience with developing more than one game at a time, to the point where they even canceled one because they wanted to keep their focus on Warframe. Like, they know. DE has canceled a game in the past to keep their focus on Warframe. So if they feel like they can do both Soulframe and Warframe at the same time, they know what they're doing. It's funny because probably like a handful of people know about the other game that DE worked on while Warframe was a thing, which is funny because it's a very small minority. I'm not even sure most people here would know the name of it. Oh, it's right there. I'm stupid. You need to make the investors bleed their money laundering schemes. Well, that's the problem, though. They will only do that once they leave the industry crumbling in ruins, and then they'll find the next cash cow to exploit. So people have to vote with their money and stop buying into games that are just made for pure profit. They have to start putting their money in independent, smaller publishers, indie studios, or games that they actually have, you know, faith in, and not just... Was it Lost Sector? No, Lost Sector... no, that was... I think you're thinking of Dark Sector. But no, it was called The Amazing Eternals, which is somewhat unknown because it never left the alpha stage. I was invited to it. I think I downloaded it, booted it once, and then never really played it more. But it was a first-person hero shooter set in like a 1950s space sci-fi. It was definitely an interesting premise. But I think the reception they got and the feedback they got wasn't promising enough, so they just benched it forever and kept their focus on Warframe instead. Which honestly, I can safely say it paid off. Seeing how Warframe is still going strong 14 years later, they made the right call with it. But it was probably devastating to the people that worked on the project and made the art for it to just can the thing entirely. Very mitigated right now after popping your elbow. Not pooping your elbow, popping your elbow. Well, I hope you recover, Rat. Hope you feel better. Sounds like deadlock? No, it was not like deadlock. I mean, I can kind of see where you're going with it, but no, deadlock is more of a like 50s kind of mafia underground setting than sci-fi setting. There's more mysticism, there's more esoteric. New PC. Hey, what's up, Wraith? Well, congrats on the new PC. Hope it's treating you well. What? Oh, hi. Laying in bed like a plank? Well, that's one way to recover and rest. Also point to the success of TennoCon as evidence. Yeah, no, for sure. TennoCon is impressive as a small indie company, more for the memes, but as an indie company hosting a like live event for their one game, now two, sort of. It's definitely a proof of its success because they have that much attention and that much traction on a singular game, but they had that as a singular game for over a decade, with Soulframe only recently joining the fray. And honestly, speaking of Soulframe, I kind of hope that they go through a name change. Not because I think Soulframe is a bad name, but I think they should step away from the soul connotation. Because even Steve himself said that naming it Soulframe was kind of a mistake. But I think at this point they're probably like too deep in the development and marketing and promoting of the game to ditch the name Soulframe. But sometimes I kind of wish they still did. Where's Bowser? Oh, well, he just passed. Also, hi Lion, good to see you. Hope you've been well. Had to buy a not as powerful. Gotta save some money. Just that's reasonable. You know, that is a reasonable choice. Sometimes you kind of have to make those concessions. You go for a slightly less expensive version so you can have extra money for other things. Sadly had to buy. Oh wait, no, I just read that. 5060 Ti and AMD 7700. I mean, that's still really solid. They'll tide you over until, you know, hopefully the hardware market stabilizes. And then you can go back to maybe owning a more top-of-the-line piece. From the international community. Yeah, the international community is amazing. They're hosting like Tenno VIP events in different countries. They're traveling all over the world, visiting all their different communities. They recently went to Brazil. They go to Japan. They go to a lot of different countries in Europe. Like, DE is almost everywhere now, and they're taking care of their community by making sure that they feel seen and they feel welcome in that community, even though they're not in the continental Americas. You think they could still safely switch the name, but they're running out of time? Yeah, they're getting kind of close to that breaking point where if they want to rebrand Soulframe to a different game, it might suck. But I'm not against the name. I don't think Soulframe is a bad name. Like I said, I just think it would be a good service to the game to kind of step away from the Soulframe or the Souls game connotation, because Soulframe people always just tie it to, oh, it's a Souls-like because it has soul in the name, and it's like, no, the word soul was used long before From Software adopted it. You can let that go.
I can certainly face the likes of you.
Hold on. I'm going to catch up with chat in just a moment once I'm done with the sister. Maybe. Where is she? Oh, there we go. We can execute her. That's perfect. It's still kind of funny that Team Cherry with Silksong crashed multiple vendors. Yeah. I mean, Silksong was a very highly anticipated game, so I can understand why it got so much traction and just crashed storefronts because of the popularity and people trying to buy it in mass. Let me change it. Never know. Yeah, that is very true. Steam Deck price increase kind of scared you into making the decision. Yeah, no, that is honestly a very good call because yeah, I saw that post about the Steam Deck going up in price, and it's wild. So are you being did you hear that North America might actually not even get Pokemon cards anymore because of the scalper business? Oh, there's nothing wrong with that. Drog, you can talk about anything you want, really. I can maintain more than one conversation at a time. Sometimes. Sometimes I can. You went to a buffet and had to pick all your food like you have the same movement as the merchant from Morshu. Oh god. Okay, so you had to kind of do your whole plate in one go. At least the lasagna was good. Well, that's good. That's good news. I'm all for screwing up the scalpers. I agree. Funny enough, though. Oh, ads. Well. We'll come back after the ads.
Already have choices, or just does not envy the operator. The volatile modes are in limited supply. If the Tenno can snatch them all up, Parvos and his Jade Exodus project will be halted in its tracks.
Do I want to do that? I don't think I care about barrier that much, but oh, that's a funny emote.
All right, operator. The operator is not working alone. So many Tenno have come together to help Jade.
Okay, I guess I should probably worry about these guys first. Before trying to complete a legendary arcane. Just so I can complete my collection, really. I need 16 of these, so that's 21.
We return to the life-giving fire of our sun.
Hey, what's up, system? Good to see you. I'm still alive. I'm still existing in the sphere.
Okay, Mortis will be here, as well as the orbiter. Benefit of being a Cephalon. 2 places.
Can I play something else in that mode? Arax is fun and all, but maybe we play something different a little bit. Yeah, we'll do more Gyre for fun. So we're having a bugged app that just gives you ads. It might not even be a bugged app, right? It might just be that you might be in a region that doesn't get ads served. Ever gotten ads in your life? Then yeah, it's not a bugged app. It might just be because the region you're at in the world doesn't have ads online. It depends on like local legislations. I know there's a couple places over the world that just have less or no ads whatsoever. All right, let me catch up a little bit. Also screwing up the scalpers. See, funny thing about scalpers here, you're in Qatar. We live off ads and billboards. Right, in like in outside life maybe, but when it comes to online, you might have like online laws or like, I don't know. There might be something that means that you just don't get ads whatsoever. Yeah, so about scalpers, and you said there were mention of like Pokemon cards and TCGs and all that not being delivered to the Americas. Here in Quebec, it's kind of funny because we are technically a bilingual province. The whole of Canada is bilingual in theory, but Quebec is the only province that has a full bilingual law, which is the Law 101, which dictates that everything sold or everything advertised has to have French at the very least, and if you want, you can also include English. That means packaging, signage, advertisements, everything. To the point where even like KFC as a restaurant chain had to be rebranded for Quebec as a French acronym instead. And what that did is that it caused certain products to either be temporarily halted or just not sold anywhere in Quebec because the packaging didn't include French on it. And that includes stuff like hobby games or like TCGs, Warhammer, GPUs. The latest batch of NVIDIA GPUs don't have French packaging, so they cannot be shipped to physical stores. They're PFK. Yes, they're PFK, exactly. Because it's Poulet Frit Kentucky, which is Kentucky Fried Chicken, but in French. So, yes, that is true. And the other thing is, like I said, packaging for GPUs don't include French in the labeling for NVIDIA, for a lot of them. So they were just not sold. They couldn't be shipped. They couldn't be delivered. You couldn't buy them in store. You have to buy them from a online retailer that doesn't have like physical locations. So Amazon or Newegg or anywhere you buy your hardware, but you can't buy them physically in stores. Or even online from brick and mortar stores. Like I worked at a Best Buy for a while, and even on the Best Buy website in Quebec, you couldn't order them. They were just not sold. Makes no sense. It's because there's a law for it, Lion. Unfortunately, there is a law here in Quebec that requires products sold to have French on it. I don't think it's a great law, but it's a law, and that's how they manage it. I think it sucks, but that is a good law. They are a bit too obnoxious about it. Like, I understand preservation of the language, preservation of the culture, but when it comes to the point where you're preventing products or even hobby stuff from being sold, like, I don't think it's gone into effect just yet, but there is something in proposition that would make it so Games Workshop can no longer sell Warhammer stuff here in Quebec because they don't have like French labeling on it, which is a problem, you know, for people that enjoy the hobby. The first time you saw that, you thought funny they misspelled their own name. Yeah, I mean, a lot of people would think that, but here if the KFC was spelled like we say it in Arabic, it would be Fried Chicken Kentucky. So I thought, hey, I mean, you know, that could be funny, but it's only different here because of the law we have. Like, all the signage has to be French first, which, yeah. Expecting scalpers for Yu-Gi-Oh! When the overframe cards come to the US TCG, which you're not averse to, because Konami has been handling you a bit badly. Well, scalpers and resellers are two different things, Rainy. Scalpers are ones that go in like stores or on online retailers, buy in mass, and then resell at much higher markups to make profit. You know, scalpers are people profiting by creating a fake scarcity by buying up all the stocks. Resellers is different. In resellers are people just buying from distributors and then reselling themselves at a very slight markup so they can still run a profit, but not like double, triple the price. Like, as close to possible as MSRP, really, is what they're trying to do. That is fine, but the other is not. Imagine saying to someone in Qatari, Arab, you want some fun. That would be hilarious, but probably the wrong way. Yeah. Downloading all the stuffs and things, need to be studying, so... Also, yeah, PoE 2 on Friday? Hell yeah. I'm probably not gonna be here on Friday. We have an event. Roxy's work is hosting like a big summer party, and I should be attending just, you know, to be a good fiance and go out of the house from time to time. So I'm gonna be missing out League launch on Friday, but I should be playing during the weekend for sure. Also, let me scroll back up a little bit because I saw discussions about other things. I heard good things about First Light. Yeah, so 007 First Light, I heard good things about it. I did hear about the cameos. Like, I understand why for some people it's good. Like, it's good appeal to say like, oh, your favorite creator or your favorite this or that person is in the game, and that's cool. But I can also understand why it feels like it's a bit of a immersion breaking moment, because you basically have a real life personality inserting itself inside the universe of, you know, the game that should be a work of fiction. Hey, what's a specular? 2.8k points, you should send 20 times hydrate. Well, the thing is, hydrate does have a cooldown, so you can do that, but you'll have to do it at a 5-minute interval so I don't drown myself from drinking water. But yeah, I'm also glad to hear that you got the game for free though with your PC, Wraith. That's awesome. Also, it's 3:13 a.m. You had to stay up all night and day because of a Muslim thing that you had to do, so you wanted to stay up so you can wake up everyone. Oh, and yeah, definitely go get your sleep. Hey, what's up, PK? Appreciate your lurk as usual. Joking for no, I get it, but some people were not joking, and that's why I had a cooldown put on it. I did have that problem. That's why there's a cooldown now. Because for some reason, every country has a different accent or in way of saying things. I mean, that's also true for English, French, almost any other language. All those languages have, you know, regional accents or dialects. Take an American English and a British English and Australian English and Irish and Scottish and, you know, take them all. And they all have their own way of saying stuff. You laugh at your friends when they go, I don't need cooldowns and redeems? Yep, exactly. You get it, Sergeant Stomps. Also, welcome in. But you get it. They're there for your own good. Oh, you're playing grenades. Ooh, yeah, that's going to be a nasty one. I'm going to go martial artist. There's nothing else that I want to play except martial artist because I just love the idea of playing unarmed, or like, I guess, yeah, unarmed monk. Just punching shit really hard. One of them had a music box redeem where he cranks it. Oh, God. Took 1 hour to make the cooldown happen. Yeah. Yeah, some of those things should be like an instant thought. Like, don't let people abuse your redeems. That's like rule number 1 of Twitch streaming. Once you get redeems, don't let people abuse them. That's why I have stuff like my my house hippo redeem is on a 5-minute cooldown, I think, too, because it's a very lengthy one. It's like a almost 1 minute long video that plays on screen. Oops. I need to get my 4th ability up so I can survive. And I need some energy. Maybe? Oh. There we go. Okay, cool. You do it for day safety? I mean, yeah, good looking out for them, honestly. Good looking out on your friends, because yeah, some of those redeems can be too much, especially if it involves anything physical or drinking or eating or anything that has to do with, you know, potentially harmful situations. Good on you. Coming back to this game after quitting back in 2014, so much shit. Oh yeah, but take your time. Take your time. Enjoy the process of getting back into it. Enjoy the quests. They did so much on the storyline side of it. If you quit in 2014, that's, you know, 12. That's almost right after they went through. They're like full out of beta. Well, it's not technically not out of beta, but you know what I mean. Kind of not beta, but still beta. It's a weird state. Our friend goes play through the story. Yeah, there is. There definitely is. You might not remember that there was a setup for a story back then, but there's 100% a story now, and it's great. It starts off a bit slow. It's not here. I could have heard it probably. But as they progress through the expansions and the updates, they improve their storytelling 1,000 times over. The story was we woke up. Yeah, that's that was about it. Now there's so much more. So definitely take the time to enjoy the story quests. Just go through them at your own pace. Don't feel pressured. And if you want to take breaks and play just regular missions and do your star chart in between quests, feel free to do so. It's perfectly viable and definitely enjoyable to do so. But yeah, there's a good bit of content that is also behind the story quests, so you will have to do them anyways. Just do them at your own pace. Don't worry too much about progression for now. You'll unlock a lot of progression layers as you go through those quests and as you advance through the map. But there's honestly no real rush. Max out from the old days? Yeah, that's level 30 frames in weapons. Well, that's good. There's a whole lot more nowadays to make people significantly stronger. Tons of new mods and new systems to interact with. Tons of new mechanics. Tons of new game modes. And what was good 12 years ago might not hold up as well further down the line. But if you have a level 30 frame and a level 30 weapon, you can probably do most of the quests just fine. Although nothing stops you from just finding new stuff to enjoy and level up. There's so many. There's over 60 frames now. And there's hundreds of weapons at this point. I'm not even sure how many, but several hundreds of different weapons. So we found so far Ash, Dread, Despair, and Orthos Prime. That seems like a pretty good Ash loadout if you want to stick to the more stealthy approach. Although Ash got changed a fair bit recently, so you probably saw something different and new on your Ash customization. Yeah, you can now mod the Shadow. Yeah, you can now mod the Shadow Blade. What the fuck is that? So that is a change that happened a while back. I'm gonna say a lot of things you might not associate with or recognize, but a lot of frames had abilities that were called pseudo-exalted. So if you remember Excalibur was one of the first ones to have an exalted weapon, the Exalted Blade. So on Excalibur, when you press 4, you pull out a energy blade that starts, you know, attacking and doing damage as an ability. And nowadays, that blade is kind of a moddable weapon standalone. But originally, exalted weapons would use your melee weapon stats to make their own damage. So melee weapons ended up being stat sticks. So you would just build your melee weapon to give your exalted weapon the highest damage possible. Now, Ash and a few others have pseudo-exalted in the sense that they don't really create a new weapon, but the ability's damage scales off of a weapon stat. That, or at least that used to be the case. So stuff like the Shadow Blade or the Shadow Clones that you can spawn as Ash would scale off of your melee weapon damage. And it caused a kind of glaring balance problem where those frames would only really want one or two very specific weapons that would give them the best output because they would have the highest base. Never used to use Shadow Clone? Yeah, because it was pretty mediocre. Oh yeah, it is definitely significantly better now. It used to be pretty mediocre. Not gonna lie to you. But those changes made it significantly stronger and much more viable. So you could definitely try it out. But yeah, the main thing essentially is that it just made it more straightforward and more understandable by having it modded separately. There was a big lack of clarity. Like, why does my ability do less or more damage if I change my weapon? That was kind of unintuitive, on top of just the balancing issue of everybody just running the biggest stat stick they can find. So they removed stat sticks from the game in that nature, and then made it so frames that have a exalted or pseudo-exalted can now mod it independently from their weapons, to not make their weapons just single-purposed. Oh, I need to toss that there. Okay, can I please just go up? Just go up. Nope, go up. Come on, there we go. Oh, whoops, wrong one. But once I'm out of here, I can take a look at Ash with you if you want and kind of explain it a bit more in detail with an actual example. Because Ash really benefited from that change. I mean, so did a lot of others. Excalibur, Gara, Atlas, Valkyr. You're chilling, you understand? Yeah, fair enough, fair enough. I know some people are more visual. I know I am. I'm more a visual learner, so I kind of need a visual support to really get it. But if you're cool with that explanation, that makes sense. Already has a full load on it. That's perfect. You should definitely see an improvement to your damage on your shadow clones, thanks to it. It still does scale from modding on your frame. So if you mod for ability damage, it'll increase the base damage, and then your mods will improve that base damage with whatever is on the shadow clone or the shadow blade. So at least it's a bit more understandable and straightforward. It used to be really, really convoluted and hard to describe. So I'm glad they did that change. And also they buffed Excalibur, which I loved. He's kind of nasty now. And so is Gara, so is Atlas, so is Valkyr. Pretty much all the frames I have in Exalted Weapon is completely cracked right now. Oh, did almost overshot. Oop. Jeez, my movement is terrible. I'm really rusty. So you can get back to do some Final Fantasy 14. Only 3 months out. Hey, nice. I hope you're not the one driving, Rainy. I hope you're not the one driving. Because if you are, stop chatting. But all jokes aside, though, I'm glad you're enjoying 14. You've been going at it pretty hard the past couple days or weeks even. So glad you're enjoying it. Oh, we're almost there. Although I would need a speed up charge if I can find one. You're not good. Okay, that's at least that. I'd feel awful if something happened while you were chatting and driving. Yeah, don't chat and drive, guys. Please be reasonable. Like, speech to text can kind of work, but still, I don't want to be a distraction to your driving. Wait, where is she now? Oh, it's the Hound. Okay, good. God, Jar is just nasty. Jesus Christ. That's almost unfair. Alright, almost out. Playing on Rain Around and grabbing society quests? Yeah, why not? Although, I would say it's almost better to wait until you're done with the main story, but, you know, you do it at your own pace. There's nothing wrong with it. You didn't get the Incarnate form from this front? Yeah, it is really good. It is really good. Almost unfairly so. It blows so many other weapons out of the water. It's very solid. Just unveil the ribbon for it? Ooh, that's very nice. That is very, very nice. To wait until it comes out. Oh, in the circuit rotation, you mean? What is a ribbon? Okay. So ribbons are a type of mod which are mostly used for like late game optimization. Oh, I just realized I was on the wrong chat panel for the whole time, but I'm glad I didn't miss anything. Hopefully, it seems fine. Since it's a power up you have no idea about. It's been around for a while, but you might not have encountered one so far. Let me just check real quick for the circuit. When is the... They were not around 2013? Yeah, no, I don't exactly remember when they were released, but yeah. Strun. Where's this? Oh, we just passed the Strun 2 weeks ago. So you're gonna have a pretty long wait, about 6 weeks, before the Strun Incarnate comes back to the rotation. Gotta wait for their homies to catch up? I mean, you don't have to. You can get ahead and just go back and do stuff synced with them. Nothing wrong with just getting ahead a little bit. Okay, but to put it simply, Riven mods are random mods you can get for specific weapons. So there are these purple mods you can see sometimes around where they start off as a veiled mod like this. So you can have a melee, a pistol, a rifle, a shotgun, and there's also a few other like companion weapons, kit guns, Zaws, but generally just there for a global class of weapons. So you would take maybe, let's do a rifle. So let's say I have a rifle Riven right here. I activate it. And now I have to find where it went. It's going to be somewhere in here. Okay. So now the mod says this. Kill 15 enemies while sliding without taking damage. That's kind of bad. I don't really want to... I don't feel like doing that. But anyways, what you would do is you put that mod, you put it on the weapon of the matching type. So you would put this on a rifle, go into a mission, complete that challenge, and as you come out, it then reveals it for a specific weapon. So in this case, I don't feel like doing this challenge. I have 7 ciphers, which allow me to just skip that step. So I'll consume a cipher, reveal it. And then, so this is for the Tiburon. Oh, I'm kind of hiding it, but right there. So Tiburon, there's a couple of copies. There's a Tiburon Prime and a base Tiburon. But essentially, what it does is it gives you a mod for that weapon specifically, which you can then reroll. So in this case, the mod isn't really that good. But what I can do is you go here and then use this resource over here, the Kuva, which if you're not far enough in the story, you might not even have that or might not even know what that's for, but that's going to be for later. But short answer is you can just use that currency to change what the mod says. It doesn't change which weapon it's for. This one is always going to be for the Tiburon weapon, but then you can just roll and get new stats on it. So you do this, and then you're still not happy with it, just roll again. And then there's no limit to how many times you can roll except how much Kuva you have, and the prices go up. So the more you reroll, the higher cost until it stabilizes at a static cost. But the point is, you can just do that until you get a roll you're happy with. Now, some people might swear by Rivens and say that they're essential because if you don't have a Riven with a God roll on it, you won't have a weapon that's worth using. And to that, I say bullshit. It's true that Rivens can enhance weapons to really crazy levels, but I don't think there's a single weapon that you can't do content with without a Riven. Like, almost anything you can use can be done without a Riven. It just allows you to kind of perfect your build or push a build to a kind of mid-max farm. Yeah, it's kind of that. If you have a weapon you really love and you want to do something really crazy with it, you can find a Riven and then push it to like insane levels. But they're definitely not mandatory. Also, the other thing is that originally Rivens were intended to be a balancing method. Let me go ahead and show you what I mean. So weapons have this little stat here called Riven Disposition. The in-game information is very bare bones. It only really gives you like 5 dots to kind of gauge, but it goes on a scale from 0.5 to 1.5. So at minimum level of disposition, the rolls on your mod are going to be 50% of their intended value. If you have a disposition of 1, your rolls are going to be, flat value. And if you get a roll of 1.5, they're going to be 50% stronger. So the idea was to put Riven dispositions proportional to the inversely proportional to the popularity of weapons. So if you have a very, very popular weapon that's used everywhere by everyone, it should have had a very low disposition to prevent the weapon from being even more prevalent or more overpowered. And then Riven disposition should be high on weapons that are underused or underappreciated, I guess, or underperforming to bring them more in line. Now that intent is all well and good, but it didn't really work out that way. It kind of fizzled out, and now Rivens just serve to further empower already strong weapons. So it still does what it should be doing on certain weapons by bringing really bad weapons to really high statuses, because they can greatly enhance some of their traits. But some of the weapons that exist really don't need a Riven to be that good. But you get some really good stuff like almost 100% crit damage, 115% multi-shot, some extra punch through. How do you use a Parazon? I don't think you have anything to use it on just yet. It does replace your base finisher. Also, Eti, I see you. We can do some Protea farm for sure. But yeah, so for now, the Parazon will replace your standard finisher if you try to assassinate an enemy. But it does have other uses later on once you progress in more story quests. Also, it serves as your hacking tool. No, you're fine. I absolutely love answering questions. That's what I'm here for. I don't really have that good of a gameplay. I have good knowledge, so I can help with the knowledge part, but my gameplay is kind of subpar. So I'll do what I can here. But yeah, you can do a lot of hacking things on the Parazon. Like you can put more hacking duration. You can have a 30% chance to just skip the hacking minigame. My movement looked good. That's just because I've been playing the game for over a decade. I've been playing the game for over a decade, so movement is definitely kind of built in my muscle memory. But I'm not the most skilled player there is, by far. Your movement still peak? Awesome. As long as you didn't lose that, you're good. Oh god, Encarta Encyclopedia. I haven't used an Encarta in a while. I remember having that on a disc when I was a kid. I would use Encarta as my encyclopedia to do like schoolwork. Put the disc in the PC and then just load the encyclopedia. God, that just aged me by a ton. Okay, so if you want to do Protea farm, we can do a few things to make that easier. Let's do Kullervo, because why not? I haven't done Kullervo in a while. I just need to switch to the Zorus. Okay, let's do that. Maybe not the Exceltra, though. What do we run on primary? Sure, let's do Bass Assist, because why not? It's a funky looking weapon. 2,000 hours of it in control. Yeah, that muscle memory never goes away. And so, when I move to other games from playing Warframe a whole lot, I try to bullet jump in other games and it just fails. You can't bullet jump in so many other games, and I just keep trying to bullet jump. The craziest one was when I tried what's it called? First Descendant for a little while. I kind of had to give it a shot just because, you know, playing a lot of Warframe, saw a game that was kind of Warframe-like, had to give it a shot. And I was trying to bullet jump all the time in that game, and it never worked because you just don't have that ability.
The steady blade.
Oh, and yeah, 1 second before I forget. I know you said you get it, but to kind of put it in, to put it simply. Oh, Ash is right there. So yeah, shadow clones. The shadow clones here that you can mod. Even mine is not completed, but it ties into the Blade Storm ability. So as you activate it, you tag enemies, and then when you press it again, you send shadow clones to execute the enemies. And the damage that this does is bound to two things: your ability strength, which changes the base here, and then the shadow clones that you mod are then modified from the, like if I change this to here, 34-35 is the base damage from the ability itself, and then any mods you throw on give you extra damage on the execution itself. So this is extra damage on your already buffed up ability damage. But you, as you said, you pretty much understood that already, but just to give a bit more clarity. Hey, what's up, Mark? Oh, also, yeah, I mean, whatever we happen to think of for Ascendant in the end, there was a world where this game could have had some neat... Yeah, absolutely. Weapon mods? Yeah, for sure. Yeah, absolutely, I don't mind. Hey, what's up, Will? Wanted to pop in and say hi. Well, hi, appreciate you popping in. Hope you've been good. Okay, so you were talking about weapon mods. Sure, we can talk about weapon mods. there's a lot of stuff that you don't have. Most of what you have is still in the game. There's just a lot of new stuff that you probably don't have or haven't seen. You know, stuff like these galvanized mods, which are somewhat newer. Prime Ravage, yeah, that's just a stronger version of Ravage. Oh, yeah, no worries, T. Yeah, we might be slightly delayed now, but that's all good. Finish your Bioshock room in your dojo. Oh, hell yeah, Lion, that's awesome. Would love to see that. You just have a lot of growth. Yeah, there's definitely a lot of growth. You can have good. No, you're fine, Mork. I appreciate that. We'll circle back to your question in just a second for sure. You were maxed out on mods before? Yeah. So when you were playing in like 2013 or 2014, there's definitely not as many mods existing, and prime mods were a rarity if existing at all. Now they're more and more common, and they do a pretty big difference. Like if you compare Ravage, like max out Ravage at 60% and Prime Ravage at 110%, that's a 50% increase in crit damage from a mod that takes one slot. So, and also you can't combine them. You can't put Ravage and Prime Ravage, so it's just a straight up upgrade. 2014, the only Prime mod was Prime Chamber. It was more of a joke. Fair, yeah. Like my timeline of a decade ago is very hazy, so I don't exactly remember what was available at one point, but yeah, prime mods are definitely a thing. And stuff like galvanized mods, which if you start doing your star chart and then carry over through the junctions, you'll get to a game mode called arbitrations, which is where you can get these from. And these are also another great improvement to your overall damage. Hey, Stomps, appreciate the follow. Thank you so much for that. I'm always happy to help, so if you find that useful, I'm glad you do. Aura mods existed, but yeah, auras were a thing, but they were very limited in their usage and their value. Now auras have significantly more power than what they used to do. Like, you'd have like slight health regen, or slightly more health overall, or more shield, or, you know, very basic stuff. Like hotshot. Yeah. There's a lot of new stuff now. And yeah, so as I was saying, so galvanized health, for instance, on shotgun. Hell's Chamber is a multi-shot mod. Gives you 120% multi-shot. That's, you know, static. 120% just plain. Galvanized Hell gives you 110% multi-shot, which on surface level seems bad because it's 10% less for one cost more. But the big part is the on-kill effect here. So when you kill something, you gain a buff for 20 seconds that gives you 30% more multi-shot, which stacks up to 4 times. So that's 120% multi-shot at full stacks, on top of the already 110%. So it's like you have Hell's Chamber on top of Galvanized Hell. So you get 230% multi-shot in a single mod instead of only 120. And same goes for Galvanized Savvy. You get status chance, and then when you get a kill, you gain a buff that makes you do more damage per status types on the enemies. So that is now a status mod turned into a damage mod. Also, when was trading added? That was a while back. Trading was also added a while back, but that was after certain monetization changes and overall business decisions. But trading has been there for quite some time, but probably after your time. We also don't have, you know, paid revives anymore. We don't have, you know, daily caps on revives. There's a lot of things that are different nowadays from when you were last in the game. 60 mods are always better if you're not galvanized. I mean, it depends. If you don't have galvanized, you can definitely put just the regular multi-shot mod. Heard about the legal shit? No pet deaths. That's also true. Yeah, pets no longer permanently die. They just respawn. They just revive, and you have mods that interact with that revive mechanic. So Excalibur Prime doesn't really have like a legal thing per se. It's more of a never seen pets. You should be getting a companion very early in the storyline from how the Kubro chain. Like if you go through your quests here, I'm going to try my best to not spoil too much, but there is a there's a quest somewhere in here called Howl. Wait, where's it gone? Huh? That's talking about the cube. I mean, it could also be the yeah, there is also the little death cube. This little guy right here. The Death Cube is one. There's a lot of different companions now. There's definitely a lot of them now, but yeah. No galvanized, no set mods. Even then, 2014 was way before the first Eidolon Arcanes, if I recall correctly. Dogs, yeah, so companions are in several categories. You have robotics. Well, you have sentinels, hounds that are robotics, moas that are also robotics. Then you have various breeds of cats and dogs and robo dogs. Just weird fucking thing. More dogs. There's a lot of stuff. 2014 had raids. Now the now Idle Arcanes were there. Oh, really? As far as like, I feel like, I was in the main quest. That would make sense more. Appreciate that. So why am I getting spammed on? Can I just mute this for a few? Because I'm just getting spam pinged by a group chat and it's annoying. Let me bring that back up. Okay, cool. You quit before that? Yeah, so there were arcane helmets. I guess helmets were kind of a thing for arcanes because they had cosmetic helmets that also had a slight damage buff or a slight like functional buff. But for the most part, arcanes were fairly limited. But yeah, as far as Excalibur Prime, it was not so much a legal thing as much, well, it kind of is, but also wasn't. It wasn't like a binding contract, but they did say that Excalibur Prime, the Leto Prime, the Skana Prime were going to be exclusive rewards to Founder Pack. It was wording. Yeah, it was definitely, well, it was not just wording. It was also as a token of gratitude to the people that supported the game while it was on the verge of shutting down. Because putting it bluntly, also what? My music is a bit loud, isn't it? I don't know. It felt loud. Anyways. So Excalibur Prime was released as part of a Founder Pack reward package. And so when they released those packages, they made it clear that those weapons and frames were going to be exclusive to those Founder Packs to make sure that people that supported the game financially at a time where they were on the verge of shutting down feel like they have something worth their trust. So Excalibur Prime was forever unavailable, and it's still forever unavailable to players that were not founders, which honestly is fair with the wording that they had, because that's how they explained it. These are exclusive and will be forever exclusive. Yet to link your arcane to a helmet, another one to assign a 9 was permanent. Oh, I see. Can't offer an exclusive and come out with it later. Yeah, I mean I don't know. I don't think you can super say unless there's like a very clear signed contract that guarantees exclusivity, but you would lose a lot of goodwill. You would lose a lot of, like, it really depends on what their wording is on the like legal terms of service and all that. If they paid money, yeah, I mean they could say that it was a long timed exclusive, but I understand what you mean though. It definitely would be really, really bad if they started releasing Excalibur Prime again. They would lose a lot of good faith from a lot of people. Even if I am not a founder, I don't have Excalibur Prime. I played from beta. I played a shit ton. I played from way back. I just didn't buy a founder pack because I was broke. But even if I am not a founder, I probably would still quit the game if they decided to re-release Excalibur Prime and just go back on their word, because that's just not how you handle it. For years, the not re-releasing Excalibur Prime has been a symbol of their trustworthiness. Exactly. And to put it even further than that, there is another version of Excalibur that exists to compensate for the fact that Excalibur Prime is unavailable, which goes through a storyline, which I'm not going to spoil. I'm not going to mention anything about it. But there is a different Excalibur that exists that you can get in the game for everybody that doesn't have Excalibur Prime. And Excalibur Prime owners can still get it. It's just that it kind of compensates and gives you an alternate to base Excalibur And when they released the Chinese servers for Warframe, they also had founder packs for sale. And because they wanted to have a thing to reward for those founder packs, they couldn't redo Excalibur Prime. So what they did is they took that new version of Excalibur, made a Prime of that, and made that the founder pack reward for the Chinese servers. So they have a exclusive Prime that we don't have over here. That is their equivalent of Excalibur Prime, because they couldn't, in good faith, release Excalibur Prime to a different market. So they made a different copy of Excalibur, of a different Excalibur, as a Prime. Yeah, bottom line is Excalibur Prime is still unavailable to everybody else. Even if they got sued, settlement in court would cause... Yeah, I don't even think it would go to the point of suing or even having like a class action. The best you could do is maybe to get a class action lawsuit against them for breach of terms, or... Because, like I said, I don't know if there's any legally binding contract as part of the founder packs, but if there is, that could be legal ground to sue for breach of contract. But yeah, Frostborn is the only one you have from the first event where you were into the Orcan areas for the first time. Yeah, the Void. So that is also another thing. They reworked the Void quite significantly, and now you get primes from these, the relics. So relics are how you get primes now. You can get like just a bunch of pieces. There's different bits and pieces of different weapons and frames and all that inside those relics. And then you break them open by doing void fissure missions, which are these guys over here. You just click that, you find a fissure that has the right type of relic. So Lith, Meso, Neo, Axie, or later down the line you have Omnias that exist, which lets you pick just any relic. But yeah, that's how you get primes now. Void keys that led you to the Void directly don't exist anymore. You had this happen to Firefall. Ooh. And the person behind Firefall is a train wreck, but, you know, that's a different topic entirely. Going back to what Mork asked about Ash. Alright, yeah. So, what is your question about Crescendo, Mork? Oh, no, for sure. I'm not saying that you're claiming that it would. I'm just saying that I don't know, or I don't see it happening, but there could be a precedent. Is Crescendo broken, or are you dumb? Well, that's a hard question to answer, but what is the context of that question? Are you trying to put it on here and it's just not working? Is that what's happening? You're putting Crescendo on the Shadow clones and it's not stacking? Because that sounds like what you're asking right now. Tried it with Ash and nothing seems to trigger it. Mercy kills finisher or ult with normal melee. Let's go check it out. Let's do... Speaking of the Void, let's go to the Void. Let's do a quick capture. But yeah, I kind of had forgotten about Firefall for a bit. And I'm sad that it died, but I'm so kind of glad it died because the person running it is not a good person. Yeah, I don't know. It might actually be busted. So what is it with the Firefall lead? He's just an awful person. And a grifter. Just not good. Now the question though is, I mean, if you've been on the internet for a little bit, You probably saw a couple tweets by him, and it's Grums. Hey, what's up, Force? You can't hide from me forever? Well, I guess I can't. But yeah, if you know Grums, that's him. Yeah. Yeah, it's that guy. He was the guy behind, and now he's also trying to not reboot, but he's trying to make a new game catered to his poor gamer demographic or whatever the fuck. I mean, your name seems familiar, but I'll have to be honest, I can't really place it back. I know I should. Godboy? Well, I mean, okay, so if you change names, that's a very hard way for me to... it's very hard for me to remember. But, damn, I'm... God. I mean, how long has it been? Because I have shitty memory. I'll tell you that much. My memory is goddamn awful. Yeah, no, nothing about... Like a year? Oh. Yeah, in that case, I am very sorry. I do not. Yeah, I'm really sorry, but I try my best, but I have a pretty big limit to my memory. Shadow Clone is 1,000. Yeah. I mean, I didn't know Warframe. That I don't doubt. I've never declined a friend request, so I can definitely see that happening. The Firefall game died because it was sold to a rich kid who ran into the ground. We offered to buy it from him. I don't even. Was it even that? I don't even know if that was the case, but either way. The then lead of it, just let it die and then try to reboot a different game that's taking money and not even playable right now. So yeah, overall bad person, bad developer, wouldn't trust them. So I'm kind of sad about the death of Firefall, but I'm also not really sad about it. You have to go work on Soulframe? Hell yeah! Enjoy Soulframe. Let me see here. You said God boys. I guess you might not be online right now, but again, yeah, no worries, Lion. Enjoy, have fun. Wait, dude, I have so many people that were added from here. No, I understand that. But still lurking? No worries, I appreciate it, Lion. I appreciate it as always. And yeah, Firefall was sadly very interesting. It had good potential. It had great ideas. Is it somewhere in there? It's Foreseen Shark.
Sometimes Ordis likes to assume he knows nothing.
That means you're probably online then.
But they think they already know.
Why am I not seeing you? I swear. I don't remove anyone from my friends list, so if I can't find you, I don't know how that happened. But I promise I never remove people from my friends list. That's why I still have 346 people offline. Am I just bad? You have not been online? Yeah, no, I don't have you there. That's well, if you ever hop back on and you toss me a friend request, I'll be sure to accept it for sure, at the very least. All right, let's switch back and get a tea in here so we can do the Protea farm. Ooh, also, what are you cooking here? Oh, pretty good. Pretty good. I don't hate the monochromatic, although monochromatic can be hard to pull off because sometimes you just lack distinction between the parts or the bits that you want to showcase, but that's pretty good. I don't hate it. Also, before I forget, we'll do it after the ad break, but I just remembered I have a TennoCon digital pack to give away. What are high waves now? Also, you like the breakup on defense mission now? What do you mean high waves? I would need a bit more context on what you mean by high waves, but they did change defense a while back to be only... Yeah, it's now 3. Yep. Used to be every 5 waves you can leave. Yeah, now it's every 3 waves instead of 5. That hasn't changed. You can still leave at any point after every 3 waves. But I guess high is as high as you ever want to go. There's no real limit. You can go as high as you want. The limit is enemy level 9,999, which will eventually happen if you just keep playing until you're, either bored of it or the enemies just scale to that high level of a level. But every three rounds you get a new reward, and you get to choose if you stay or leave. 50s to 100s were max when you played. Yeah, I don't know if they actually pushed up the overall level of it, but it definitely made it so enemies can scale much further nowadays. Yeah, nowadays people can handle enemies level 9,999 pretty consistently on almost every frame. Which is usually what people will refer to as level cap. So if you look around and you see builds or see people talking about different things, you'll see people referring to something called level cap. And that would be... Frostmark was needed for that shit? Yeah, you definitely needed a good defense frame or stuff like that. 100%. All right, I need to get my wait, where's everyone here? I need to get my... The hell? Where's there's nothing. Okay, there's one at least. Okay, there we go. Now we can get our time extension. There, finally. Okay, I need one more. Yeah, no, you're not going crazy. I got nothing from that attempt. No feedback, no stack. So you're not going crazy. I also thought for sure that Crescendo should work. Got him. Okay. I mean, if you are really dumb, I'm also just as dumb because I didn't see anything to make it look like Crescendo was working. So we're both dumb together. Oop. But yeah, Frost is still really good at defense, but there's a bunch of different frames nowadays that are equally as strong or even sometimes better at doing defenses for multitudes of reasons. So you make a ticket and ask to grab any of these where it is. Yeah, that's it. Wait, why am I not? Why was my res not going forward? Yeah, share the 2 neurons fighting for 3rd place. Exactly. You get me. It's that simple. Alright, so we'll run this one. Then I'll run a quick ad break. I need to refill my water. I need to use the restroom. And then after that, we'll run the giveaway that I have, because I am running I'm running very, very short on time to run that giveaway. They're about to end the entries for the TennoCon digital pack. So if you guys don't have that already, that's going to be obviously a condition. You can't already have the pack because otherwise you can't win. It's just a standard practice. See if you're lucky. Hell yeah, I would love for you to have that. As a returning player, that'd be awesome. I would love for you to get that. There's a few things that comes with it. Mostly cosmetic. Thanks for it. Oh yeah, no problem. I'm more than happy to, Sergeant.
Candidate, you would be
I am
wise
more than happy to
remember
provide.
your tenets. Brother
That's how I built my entire
Paul
channel. You know, funny enough, next week on Saturday, so, well, I guess on the 6th of June is going to be my 1-year partner anniversary here on Twitch. So I've only been streaming for under 2 years, about a year and a half now. But that's what I built my entire stream upon, just helping people learn the game that I spent countless hours in. So that feeling is never going to change. No matter what I play, I always try to educate or help out as much as I can, even if I play games that are not my usual games, which is, you know, Warframe, obviously. Because I do branch out a little bit. I do some variety here and there, because as much as I love Warframe and helping people in it, sometimes I need a change of pace for my own sanity. Playing the same game for a decade takes a toll, and I don't know how people do it. Like, I enjoy my time in it, but sometimes I need to just play other games.
Conquer the foe, so you conquer yourself.
Wait. Am I? No, okay, it was Protea, right? It was Protea we were farming. I just had a fucking brain fart, and I thought for sure that we were not doing the right thing. No, okay, we also, although I didn't ask, Ati, which parts from Protea do you need? Because I didn't ask, but there's one part per coin type. That is true. Yeah, there is a Q&A chat. Just Protea. Wait, but no, but what part of it? Because there's one part per different coin. So which part of Protea? Or are you talking about Protea Prime? Just so we're clear, I just want to make sure that we're farming the right thing. Okay, you need all 3 parts. Got it. Okay, so all 3 parts of the base, right? And not the prime. We're talking base Protea. Yes, okay, good. Okay, Whew. I got scared for a second. I thought I was doing the entirely wrong thing. Okay, well, I need to run my break. Yeah, that was... I felt like an imposter right now, just doing the wrong thing. Maybe I'd try something different. Maybe I play someone else. We'll see. We'll see when we get back to the break. I need to go and take a leak, and I need to refill my bottle of water. So I'll be right back. But what I will do, though, is do this. We'll do a 30. Denocon digital pack. I guess. Yeah, there we go. Perfect. For the newer people here, all you have to do to get your name in the little box up here is do !enter in the chat. Just type !enter straight up. That'll put you in that little box up there. And once the timer runs down, which is at the top right of the box, it'll pick a winner automatically. So you don't have to do anything else but just type enter and be here at the end of the timer. That's all. Other thing is, if you already have the Tenocon digital pack, looking at the market real quick. If you already have, where is it? Where is the Tenocon digital pack? Oh, wait. Right here. This. So if you already have this, you won't be able to win it because you already own it. So if you already have that, please do not enter in the giveaway. That's kind of simple rule, but has to be said anyways. And yeah, whenever we're back, we'll continue running until the giveaway is pulled, and then I'll send the information over to DE for whoever wins the pack. So I'll see you guys after the break. It's gonna be 3 minutes, and then we'll get back. All right, welcome back. Sorry about that little ad break. We kind of have to run it every hour because Twitch says so. Speaking of Twitch, there's some new information about what's going to be revealed at TwitchCon that I'm not very hyped about, and that's going to be kind of hard to justify or hard to balance. Also, what's up, Mask? Good to see you. Also, hi, Villain. It's good to see you both. Hope you've been doing well. Wait, hold on. You followed blindly the typing thing without making sure it was actually... Oh, it is. It is. Don't worry. It says it in the little box up there, too. It says entries, !, enter. It's right there. Waffles? Could be. Could be waffles, but I mean, it enter because it's more straightforward. Also, I will reiterate. I will just for good measure, say it again that if you win this prize, you cannot already own the digital pack. It is a limit of 1 per user. If you already own it, you cannot get it more than once. So if you are entering this, make sure you don't already have the TennoCon digital pack. It's pretty straightforward, but I have to make sure so we don't waste an entry. Let's see, what else can I run? Oh, I have Mesa. Yeah, let's do Mesa. Mesa's fun too. All right, let's go again. Let's do Hydra. Bowser. All right, I can't see my chat. Please move. Took a break from Warframe for a good bit before getting bogged down by procrastinating or writing. Honestly, I get that. I take breaks myself too. I had, you know, pretty long breaks even while I was streaming. There was about a month-long period where I didn't play any Warframe. Because sometimes you just need to take a break and do something else for a little bit. But I hope that break was good though. It's always nice to get a little change of pace. Play some different games. Ah, yeah, that's what I was expecting though. That's the one. I need Shatter Shield. Also, I need some energy. Oop, wrong one. There. Although I do need the little things to get my our time extension. Hey, what's up, Mufasa? Good to see you. Good evening. Wait, are we literally gonna get like Stalker or? Come on, can I at least get the? We need a time extension, big time. Oh, that's kind of awkward. You shouldn't be here. This is not your place. Okay, time extension. One more. Ah, damn it. I keep fat fingering that key. Alright, where's the last? Oh, shit. Whew. Okay, there we go. We should have enough time with this to finish off whatever is left of these guys. Okay, yeah, we're good. Whew. Oh, hi there. What? What are you doing? Why is it? He's just camping us. That's rude.
Candidate, you would be wise
What did we get? Oh, we got an unidentified item. All right, and no, not even that. That's not even from the stalker. That's from. Wait, is it?
Prove yourself to me.
Okay, we got that. Oh yeah, we might get lucky. Yeah, we might. Oh, never mind. I still need to spawn a. I still need to spawn a. Shit, what's the name of the weapon? Quanta. I still need to spawn a Tenet Quanta adversary. Should look for one. Can I get my coin back, sir? Thank you very much for your contribution. Because we do need a good amount of coins for that. Right. I'm still missing the Tenet Quanta, so if possible, on our next runs of T, if you could leave the adversary candidate alive, because I still need to get one. And if you get the kill on it, it just despawns and I can't get it. Because you probably have one active already, which is why it's not working for me. Also, maybe not. Mesa for this. She's alright, but I could use something that has a bit more survivability for the actual void part. Despawns? Well, it dies. So it. I mean, no matter what, if someone else gets a killing blow on it, you cannot stab it yourself. But in this case, I think Eti already has an adversary, so the adversary candidate just dies when it gets down instead of staying there to be stabbed. Or DE spawns. Maybe, I don't know if it was a pun based on DE or an actual genuine question. Oh, yeah. Sorry, I'm a little bit slow on the trigger. I got it. Like I'm a bit slow, but I ended up getting it. What else can we run that's survivable? I mean, can't go wrong with. Actually, no, I can't do melee while I'm in spider form. I guess we'll just do. We'll continue doing Coolervo. That worked out. There. Just keep doing Coolervo, because why not? But yeah, I'm honestly very very bummed about the announcement that Twitch is supposedly gonna make very soon, and I hope it's either not real or something I can work around, because it sounds genuinely awful as a just business practice. Hey, what's up, Goon? Good to see you. Hope you've been well these past couple days. Not saying any serious. If you're not saying serious, wait. If you're not saying serious and niceties and assume stupid for me, well, I can't really assume stupid of people, but I'll try. Yeah, one question. Okay. One moment. I do remember that you are from Turkey, right? Khan, so I do remember that you need to run it through Translate. Even though, yeah. My memory's not great, but I remember a few things. Been good. It's your weekend, so you're gonna try to get some game time in? Hell yeah. Happy to hear that. I've been alright. You know, on the Twitch side, things have been kind of weird, and not in like my channel specifically, but just things as a whole on Twitch have been weird lately, and a bit disappointing. Here, actually, let me reply. Oops. Okay, there we go. Answered that. Sorry to hear that. Well, so I guess the first part is that I was trying to get a front page slot for next, not this coming Saturday, but the next one, the 6th of June, because June 6th is my 1-year partner anniversary. So next, not the coming weekend, but the one afterwards, I will be streaming for my 1-year anniversary, and I was trying to secure a front page slot to try and, you know, make the most out of it, and I was denied a slot. I heard back from them today, like less than 2 weeks ahead of time. I unfortunately was told that I did not get a slot. Not that it matters that much. It would have been nice to do like a bigger kind of celebration thing, but that was a bust. And the other one is more of a on a platform level. Just the platform itself doing things that I am not feeling good about. So I don't know how I feel about staying on Twitch long term if that is still going through. Like, being completely transparent, my progression on Twitch has very much halted and stagnated in the past couple months, because you know I can't be on as often as I used to. I can't stream full time like I used to. I have a full time job. I can't really do 40 hours of streaming a week, so that's kind of gone. But that's not exactly the main thing. The main thing is that Twitch is supposedly rolling out essentially an AI surveillance in chats if you take any of the sponsorship options through Twitch. So if I wanted to grab a few more bucks playing a game through sponsorship offers, they are apparently rolling out an AI that will listen and monitor chat, and then it will supposedly tell you as a streamer if you should change your tone or if you should change, like, add some talking points, or so apparently that's going to be a thing. And also it would monitor chat to try and improve engagement during sponsored segments, which sounds dystopian as shit. And if that's going to be the reality of Twitch going forward, I don't know if I want to I don't know if I want a future on that platform.
As you conquer the foe, so you conquer yourself.
So, yeah. That's the reality of life. I don't like that. I see that's a debate I had with my own family. I disagree that it's inevitable going forward. It's only inevitable going forward if we don't do anything against it. People are taking it way too people are taking this in stride way too much. People are way too comfortable with the omnipresence of AI, it feels. And that's one part I'm not happy with.
Let the purge begin.
You know, I am very passionate about that topic because my fiance works in a creative sphere. She's a game developer for a studio, and her work is 90% creative. She does, you know, she's a UI artist, does a little bit of concept art from time to time, or promotional posters and art in general. And her job is in constant jeopardy because of the, you know, growing prevalence of AI. So seeing people being so nonchalant and unfazed by it taking over makes me irrationally angry. And I had a family member not too long ago tell me that, oh, well, AI is inevitable, you just have to get used to it. And that made me blow a gasket. I'm not an angry person. I don't get mad at a whole lot, but that made me very, very angry, because I hate this notion that, oh, well, AI is here to stay, you just have to accept it and just shut up and take it. And I don't like that, because It's making people dumber by the minute. Guardian, you were... Hey, what's up, Offensive? Yeah, you and a lot of us. I figured it might as well be a good time to welcome him to a new home.
What's up? Haven't catch you in a while.
Hey, Drix, thanks for the 3 months resub. Appreciate it. I haven't been streaming a whole lot. I stream about 2 days a week. Has been a hot minute, but good to see you. Hope you've been well. Hopefully you're not still on a job hunt. I think last time you said you had a job prospect, so... Hey, what's up, Peace? Dislike it because it's so integrated in cybersecurity. I mean, that and a lot of other things, but I feel like it's just slowly making people complacent and just dumber for how prevalent it becomes, but... That's a topic I've discussed already, like, last week, and people were already tired of that whole AI debate, so I'd rather not go into that again, but... feel like that could help certain streamers that aren't sure what to engage about. Why is my revive not working? I mean, it's not even like I get what you're saying, Goon, but it's not even that. It's that they're trying to steer your discourse or your talking points on a sponsored segment, so it's even more problematic because it's essentially trying to direct you into saying specific things and taking away any form of agency or almost encroaching on free speech, because now you'll have an AI listening in telling you, well, no, don't say that, use these talking points instead, or you know, just that is freaking dystopian as shit. But they're, I mean, I honestly I couldn't care less about that, Sergeant, because the other part is the Twitch promotion system, or the Twitch like sponsorship system, is underpaying as shit. It's so undervalued. Like, I've been asked, well, right, at least I've been offered sponsorships in the past, and at times I was getting like, you know, 50, 60 viewers on average, and my payout was like $14. $14 for promoting a game. Like, no. You found a job, you hate it to your core, but it pays really well. Oh, well. No, we're helping a TE with getting Protea offensive, doing some Protea farming. Oops, wait. Oh, that's what I was looking for. Yeah, sure, Peace. You can absolutely ask questions. Go ahead. Just because we're talking about something else doesn't mean you can't ask a question. I'll get to it if I don't answer it immediately. Come on, be a Quanta, please. Nope, that's a Tetra. All right, we're gone. Yeah, absolutely. Yeah, the giveaway is open to anyone. You don't have to be a subscriber or a follower or anything. Just being here in the chat whenever the timer runs out, and you can join for sure. Obviously, the only other requirement is that you don't already own the package, because you can't, or you can have the you can't have the TennoCon digital pack twice because it's a one-time purchase. But yeah, that's the only condition. It's been bittersweet news. Better because you did enjoy some aspects of the game. Sweet because of the money you lost due to Bunko's greed. Yeah, see, I called it quits out of Destiny once the monetization system was something I just could not get behind anymore. Like, asking a friend to join me in Destiny was like, yeah, pay about like 150 bucks in DLCs and packs and season passes and whatnot, just so we can play the same content together. That was like a no-brainer. Warframe in comparison just has everything. Every gameplay aspect of Warframe is free, which is a night and day difference to me. I thought it was just like prompting different ideas. I mean, even like if it was just that, I would be kind of okay with it, Goon. If it was just like engagement ideas, but no, it's engagement ideas directed to promoting and pushing a sponsored content better, which it's very dystopian. It's crazy, and for the small amount of money they're offering, borderline criminal. It's crazy. It's not so much the AI that bothers me for this Twitch feature, but the rampant spying and collecting of personal data. Privacy doesn't exist anymore. Oh yeah, no, for sure. I mean, that's the main reason why I find the aspect, the like AI overseeing everything aspect, to be scary.
It's already closing.
Yeah,
If you want in,
yeah, like like 10 to 20 bucks at most for a sponsored deal was laughably ridiculous. Like it was downright insulting that you'd think, well, it's not that they think, it's that people actually take those sponsorships. That's the big problem. It's insulting, but some people will do anything for a couple bucks, so people were taking those sponsorship offers at that low rate. So because people still take them, they keep offering them because they know someone eventually is going to say yes to that offer, even though it's criminally low. And the even worse part is that the money that they offer is the max payout, because the payout is dependent on how many people you have actually watching during your ad read segments based on their metrics. So lurkers, they don't count. If you do your ad segment for a little while and then you switch to something else, or you have done already your like ad read, that doesn't count either. So 50, yeah, it was about 15 USD, and that is if you fill in all the requirements. That's like maximum payout, which is even crazier. On average, you'd probably get half of that. I think I got lucky and got like 10 bucks out of one. It's laughable. I mean, yeah, minimum wage here in Canada is about 17 or like $16.50, $17. So in USD, it turns out to be a slightly higher payout because in Canada, the US dollar is stronger. So like 15 USD is about 20 bucks or so like roughly, but it's pennies. I mean, obviously, being paid to play a video game seems a bit disingenuous to complain about, but it's not even that. It's that for some people, that's their livelihood, and offering them less than minimum wage per hour to use their time on their livelihood to promote something is downright insulting.
That's enough. Particle count dropping
That's
sharply on our side.
like, that's so weird. So that combined with the whole privacy, like invasive. Honestly, if it's not an opt-out thing, I think I might quit. Not gonna lie, if the whole like Twitch AI bullshit that they want to put in is not opt-out, I might just quit or move to just permanently being on a different platform. Because I don't want to be like, I don't want to put you guys through that, because that AI will be like parsing chat and monitoring chat. So no way I'm putting you guys through that bullshit. So yeah, I'm very concerned about that news. They better do a good job at explaining it or making it feel like it's less bullshit once TwitchCon actually comes out, or once TwitchCon is actually live. But oh, the giveaway is being pulled right now. I just realized. Oh well. Okay, that is awfully convenient. Sergeant Stomps, if you are still in the chat, I will need you to type !enter, please. You forgot to enter? Well, so just type !win. Sorry, I misspoke. !win. I'm a dumbass. Don't listen to me. There you go. Perfect. Awesome. Now I will just need two things. Your in-game username and which platform you play on. Jesus Christ. I can't speak tonight. That whole AI bullshit got me worked up. Excellent. That was super quick. Awesome. Love that. Yeah. Just make sure that the capitalization of letters is accurate. We don't need the numbers, but I appreciate that. Doesn't hurt to have the extra specification, but that's awesome. That's all we needed. Okay, so the first letter is a capital. Okay, perfect. Appreciate it. I don't think it makes that much of a difference, but we'd rather be safe than sorry. Awesome. That is... I swear to God, I have no control over what goes on in that box over here. That's all automated. But that is a very convenient... very convenient outcome. Very, very convenient. It's not rigged. I promise. I promise it's not rigged. I almost said that, but I almost did that, but no, it's very not rigged. But it's a great welcome back package. So what you'll be getting in that, you'll be getting 475 platinum, which is, you know, a little bit of platinum for your either slots needs or any form of cosmetics, anything you want. You get 1 Regal Aya, which is a slightly newer currency that you don't know about yet. We'll go over that in just a second. You get some cosmetics, such as the ephemera that you see here. You get the emote that you see here with the little like blue orbs. You get a sigil, a glyph, a little display, and then this thing right here. So this is the other cool part. So the barrel relay ticket. I don't know if I don't remember when barrel was first introduced. It was probably around the time that Prime mods were also kind of getting more common. So every second Friday, so every 2 weeks on Friday morning, Barrow Key Tier shows up in a relay, and then stays there until the Sunday morning. That's all in East Coast Canada time, by the way. So this might change based on where you're located. But roughly every 2 weeks, Barrow shows up, and he sells a variety of items. Some cosmetics, some weapons, prime mods, some rarer mods, and then just a bunch of other random shenanigans. But the thing to note is that every 2 weeks he comes with a very limited selection. He has only a handful of items. This ticket right here makes it so that when you look at the dates that are right here, so for the week of July 11th to July 18th, which is when TennoCon actually happens over here in London, Ontario, there's going to be a special relay that you now, with that pack, you'll be able to access. And Barrow sells everything he's ever sold in the past. So all the prime mods, all the limited weapons, the rare mods, the cosmetics, everything. The only caveat to that is that you need a special currency to buy items from him. And that currency you get from opening relics. So I was talking about void relics earlier when I showed it to you. And everything in a relic, except for the former blueprints, has a value here that you see can be exchanged for 45 ducats. Can be exchanged for 65, 15. So based on the rarity of the items in there, they have a different value in ducats. And this is the currency you need on top of credits to trade with Barrow. So knowing that you'll have that ticket, that's something you can already prepare for until halfway through July, to try and get as much as you can from him. So running missions, getting relics, and then opening relics for parts to sell for ducats is something you can kind of prepare yourself for. So that's something to keep in mind. And lastly, I hope that's not too much information. Lastly, the other thing you do get is the Regal Eye, which can be used in the Prime Resurgence shop here.
Let's talk about the goods.
In the market. And it allows you to buy a few things, mostly cosmetics. So every 2 or 3 weeks, I think it's 3 weeks. Every 3 weeks they rerun older primes out of the vault, which you can get from special relics you can buy here. And then they also rerun the matching cosmetics that come with them, and you can buy them with the Regal Aya token that you'll be getting. You can get a few of those random doodads, or you can get down here. There's like a pack of color palettes here for 1 Aya. There's a couple things here and there, but mainly it's just a slightly premium currency. But the important part really is the relay. The relay ticket is the big part, which as a returning player can have a ton of value to you. That can help you catch up and collect a lot of the prime mods because they're all sold by Barrow, except for 4. There's 4 different prime mods that are only from login rewards, but the rest of them are all sold by Barrow. So if you have the time to play and to catch up, you can get a bunch of different prime mods to help you out, help your account in the long run. That's a lot of yapping, but yeah. other thing, that's going to be the last thing about that giveaway. Hold on. I have a cat problem right now. Okay, please. Nope, no, not here. Don't lay down here. There's too much stuff here that you can't lay down in front of. Please. Okay, there we go. Last thing about the giveaway is that the giveaway is run by me, but the prize is handed out by Digital Extremes themselves. I am a official content creator for the game with Digital Extremes, and so I will be relaying the information to them, and then they'll be sending you the prize on the 29th. So somewhere on Friday is when you'll be getting the prize. I just have to fill out a form with your information in there. Take a couple weeks. No. I have the dates in front of me, Shaq, and the 29th is the next distribution date. Well, I mean, they had 4 dates, and the 29th is the last one. So I was a little bit tiny little bit late. But they had one weekly day. They had one weekly distribution date for all of May. So yeah, it is pretty fast. Actually, matter of fact, I want to fill that out right now so I don't forget, because there's only 2 days left, and I would hate to miss it out. So give me just 1 second while I fill out the form to make sure you get your prize in time. Oops, let me type the information correctly. I assume you put that in giveaways. Awesome, Shaq. You're the fucking best. What would I do without someone like you to keep my brain from forgetting things? All right, cool. All right, submitted. So now we can confirm I'm not going to forget. Submitted your information, so you'll be getting your prize on Friday. Yeah, no problem. I mean, thank you for being here. Thank you for participating. Happy to provide. That's why so many giveaways for this pack are ending today. Yeah, today or tomorrow. The cutoff date is Friday. So yeah, that's why a lot of people are running it like now. Because they're like me and they're like, oh shit, I still have that I can give out, and I forgot to do it, and they're scrambling, and now I'm forgetting that I need to run more of this. I know we said it was funny that it would have been funny that as a returning player you win that and just benefit from this, but hey, it worked out. Hey, what's up, Sarko? Good to see you. Thinking about a pool queue. Ooh, how are you? I'm all right. We had the entire discussion about, you know, the state of Twitch and the upcoming partner anniversary stuff, but hey, today's the 28th. Well, 28th for you, but yeah, it's still the 27th here in Canada. Wait, did I just run past a hand? Was I just too blind to even care? We'll find another one. That's fine. There's plenty of them. How about you, though? How are you, Sarko? It's been a little while, which is mostly my fault. I haven't been streaming nearly as often. Hell, I've been putting off a lot of streams for various reasons. Weather, brain. Sometimes my brain just doesn't feel like it. I know it sounds very privileged to say that, oh, my brain doesn't want me to stream video games, but it's surprisingly more taxing than it appears to be. And even that sounds super fucking privileged. Like, oh, boohoo, I get to have an audience and play video games. But man, sometimes it's just rough. Especially with the state of the platform, the view botting, the everything. Everything's not sucks, but everything is rough these days. But he got you back into playing? Ooh, hell yeah. I used to play a whole lot with my grandpa. He was a big pool player, and he had his own table, which my parents inherited. I don't get to play as often because I don't really get to see my parents that often. They live about an hour to an hour and a half drive away. Sometimes 2 hours based on traffic. Awful. But yeah, I absolutely loved it. Whenever I had like days off from school, sometimes my mom would send me to my grandparents to be babysit, and my grandpa would just teach me to play pool in his table in his basement. It's been such a fun time. I miss him. Yeah, it's almost 10 p.m. Exactly. I love evening time streaming. Appreciate you, Mork. Always a good time. Always an enjoyable time when you're here. Good to see you, and hope you have a fantastic rest of your week. Although I should probably be here tomorrow again, in theory. But tomorrow might not be Warframe. I think I might go back to some Rune Dice. Because I do have a actually not bad partnership deal with Dare Drop, which is not feeling as exploitative as the Twitch partnership thing, or the Twitch sponsorship. 'Cause, yeah, Twitch sponsorship offers are dog shit. I'm starting to see. I might be starting to see why I didn't get my front page spot next week. I might have certain unresolved issues with the platform. But that's, you know, a different topic. Whether it's from marketing purposes, or marketing sides, or promotion sides, or even partnership. The fact that they completely removed the better split for partners in favor of making them go through the Partner Plus program. You don't say, well, yeah, I mean, I might be the cause of my own denial for a friend page slot. That's fine. I'll still have my partner anniversary celebration, and we'll make it the best it can be, I guess. I still have no plans for it. Also, I apparently still have to do a karaoke stream and absolutely butcher your ears. I don't know why I agreed to do that. I put myself up to it, and that's a mistake because I am an awful singer. So I don't even know why I put myself up for that. I'll try to find a good compromise or something that doesn't sound like a fucking cat being strangled. Because I am not good at it. On the bright side, though, it was for a good cause. We raised over $1,000 for charity, so I'll take it. No, I guess no candidate. That's fine. Woo. All right, let's get out of here.
They fought well. Good deaths, all.
Jesus, not a single part yet. Man, can we stop getting that and start getting some Protea part? That'd be great. There's no pity system for Protea, is there? No, there isn't. That was way before the pity system was brought in. Not that I mentioned it, I'm curious. Let me go check something real quick. Let's see. Monetization. Sponsorships. What kind of garbage do you have for us now, Twitch? Oh. None of them are available anymore. That's crazy. they're not available anymore because they've been accepted by other people. Also, this one was a wild one.
He makes something else.
This one was a wild one.
There I go again.
Okay, so let's see here. Yeah, so this one was a crazy one. So there was a campaign that was about a week long for a big studio for a big game, where their promotional offer through Twitch was that they would match gifted subs up to a collective total of 1 million gifted subs across the platform. So no base payout, no guaranteed payout at all. All you had was we match gifted subs. That was their sponsorship offer. Jesus Christ, I'm sorry. I don't know what happened. I accidentally clicked on the wrong thing on OBS. But yeah, that was... So, you could only be paid if your community paid you for the sponsorship, essentially. Which is crazy stuff. And also, whenever they run out, they run out. So, even if you have the sponsorship offer active, you get nothing if they have nothing left. Like what? How is that a sponsorship offer? Also, the more I think about it, the more that supposedly only for sponsorship AI thing makes me think that you could easily get yourself like blacklisted or shadow banned from being recommended if your speech doesn't align with Twitch core values or anything they deem to be not promotional, not to be promoted friendly. Like what the hell? I didn't even think about it that way, but now that I'm thinking and saying these things out loud, I feel like that could easily be something that just they choose to nuke you out of the platform for. Because if they have an AI listening in who says they turn it off, you don't have an active sponsorship offer. Right? Okay, I could easily see that being just always on. Now, you being tempted to create a wonderful Twitch copypasta? I mean, go for it. I'd love to see what you have in plans for that, but yeah. People were making jokes about the Twitch overlords, but it's becoming real at this point. And honestly, that could be my breaking point. Depending on how they go about it. Post immediate ban. I mean... Like, I'm super privileged to have had the chance to stream to a pretty good success for a while. But if that's the direction the platform is taking, I don't think I want it. It feels sad to say, but... The other sad part is that the alternatives are not really any better. We have a gambling den for banned streamers and bigots and racists. We have a platform that's mostly for non-live videos that somewhat has a live platform, but that's inferior in every way. And then we have, I don't know what, TikTok? I don't know, it's
Candidate, you would be
streaming is
to remember
cooked.
your tenets. Brother Parvos is watching.
You have proven yourself many times over. Let us see if you have steel.
What do you got? A Spirex, Spirex, I don't know. That one, no. It's not a Quanta, I don't want it. And there we go. Come on. Please give me
So we learn the
a Protea
importance
part.
of clarity.
Nope, a Stalta Barrel. Come on, man.
Serve to inform. Some will insult the maker.
This is ridiculous. Chasing an 11% drop rate is crazy stuff. Let's go again. Sorry, I've been super negative the entire stream. It's just really hard to try and keep the positive attitude and energy when everything seems to be so freaking dreary. Yeah, but it should also be okay to stop at a certain point and move on to other things.
We'll interrogate the captive.
That's been kind of my entire topic, the entire stream, just negative stuff. Oh no, you don't worry, At. It's not you. It's not your fault at all. It's I just find the drop rates to be kind of annoyingly low, but it's not that big of a deal. It's not like I have anything else to do on Warframe.
It's nighttime in a kitchen just like yours. All is quiet. Or is it? The North American house hippo is found throughout Canada and the eastern
That
United
is some
States.
positive stuff.
House hippos are very timid creatures and are rarely seen, but they will defend their territory if provoked. They come out at night to search for food, water, and materials for their nests. The favorite foods of the house hippo are chips, raisins, and the crumbs from peanut butter on toast. They build their nests in bedroom closets, using lost mittens, dryer lids, and bits of string. The nests have to be very soft and warm. House hippos sleep about 16 hours a day.
Destroy Parvos' specters. You don't have long.
Well, yeah, that was some positive stuff. That was good. No, Jake is a cat. It's the cat's water bowl. Yeah, I don't know. All I really want is just a platform that respects the people that create content on it, and that don't treat viewers like fucking cash cows. But again, it's a platform that's free, so you're the product, right? It's always been the problem. If the platform is free, you are the product. They're just being less and less subtle about it. Finding all sorts of ways to monetize viewership and then optimize that viewership and that monetization of viewership by selling it to companies that they can do so much for engagement while also not dealing with embedding, viewbotting, and people abusing the stream together feature. Like the Stream Together had such good potential, but it ended up just being abused by people trying to top the charts in directories by sharing by streaming together, not sharing chat, and just streaming different games entirely. Like, I've seen it happen in certain categories. You have 5 different people streaming 5 different games, all streaming together, not sharing chat, not in voice, nothing. Just sharing the viewership to top a directory, even though they individually don't have enough views to be near the top. Like, I don't know. It is, but the problem is the numbers still show up in their analytics and their metrics, so they're more attractive to advertisers. So because they're more attractive to advertisers, they get the sponsorship deals, they get the promotion stuff, they get the front page opportunities, they get everything because they have numbers. But their numbers gain from cheesing the system and being absolute dickheads about it. Twitch be weird? Yeah, I mean, it's nothing new. Just one more ways to abuse the algorithms and one more way to just abuse the monetization system.
Candidate, you would be wise
Like,
to remember your
at this point, I don't even know if there's something they could do to fix that. It's already too. Oh, look at that, a Quanta. At least there's something positive out of that. Come on, Protea part. Make this worthwhile. Nope. Salt the barrel. Of course.
My sister, we have a neonate.
Yeah, it's like when it wasn't that, it was people embedding their streams on pages, Extra Life, or people in the Tarkov directory also had that. There was some guy making like utility websites. You think it's funny that you have to do junctions when you can already go to different areas? Yeah, that's because they added them post changes or post you clearing those areas already. But yeah, it's a bit of a backwards thing.
Can we find out?
All right, let's see here. What do you look like and what do you have?
Lucas, it's only a tenno. We kill them all the time.
Okay, don't really care about keeping you alive. 34% heat quanta, that's passable. It's Shaggin' Man. He told the Twitch AI which flavor of shit he could eat. Nice. I mean, I don't even think I would want to be signed to Twitch at this point. I think I'd prefer if it was like an organization or an agency. I don't think I would want to be signed with Twitch directly at this point. I'd much rather deal with a third-party agency that does its own thing and doesn't use a Twitch monetization program. And does like external sponsorships. Because I don't like being taken advantage of. Hey, what's up, Foog? Snooze ads. Would hate for you to come in and just get ads right away, because that would be kind of rude. The mask is a bit rare, is it? I don't know. Is it really?
I love my work.
I know, it looks weird.
You envy me. I know. And that's...
Should it kick? No. I have morals. Thank you very much. That platform is a hot mess. It's getting slowly better, but it's still a pretty shit platform for Twitch rejects and any form of obics or ists. So yeah. It's either this platform, maybe the Red app. maybe I just focus on YouTube instead, but yeah, I don't know. That whole thing has left a very sour taste, and I don't know where I'm standing about that. It's just frustrating. Because I want to like it here. I want to keep doing content. I want to have, like, I want to enjoy my time on the platform. But Twitch is making it increasingly difficult to do. So, yeah. It's going to be a lot of reflection. With the question though, since you actually just picked up like 3 pounds of chicken breast, do you have a recipe you use? Oh god, no. I am not a good cook, and for chicken breast, there's not a whole lot I do. Actually, there's one thing that I do, which I got from my dad, and it's just cutting it up in like little cubes, you know, sauteing it in some teriyaki sauce, and then doing some like either teriyaki chicken wraps or sandwiches or, you know, anything. Hey, what's up, May? How you doing? It's good to see you. Got some cool names popping up tonight. Been a hot minute since I've seen a couple of y'all. And I'm not saying that to shame you, mind you. It's more that I'm the one not being live very often. Egg wash, breadcrumbs, and fry them. Chicken cutlet. Oh, well, well, obviously with Foog in here, you'll be getting a chicken cutlet answer. Why wouldn't you? I hear that Foog cooks one mean chicken cutlet. Whew. All right, little time extension here. Well, damn it, no Protea part. Damn it. God damn. That was not enough to get the Protea part drop. I'm getting frustrated. I might take a break from doing this. Not because I don't like UAT, but this game mode is getting me annoyed. So tedious.
Mission complete. The captive has been escorted.
Fair enough. Yeah.
Well done.
Yeah, I hate. I don't feel like saying that I'm bailing is fair, but there's only so much I can do from a game mode that has a bad drop rate like that. It gets really frustrating after a while because it's 11% drop rate, which is pretty low for something that takes this amount of time and work to get going. And again, not because I don't want to help, but there's only so much I can tolerate of a game mode that I don't find fun. Oh, I just realized we have you're on Volt, so I can run fast. Okay, that's done.
So we learn the importance of clarity and purpose.
Yeah, no worries. I wish I could have done more. I wish we at least got one drop, but unfortunately, it didn't work out that way. Kind of tedious and slow and frustrating. I'm just complaining. I'm just doing nothing but complaining tonight. Get the barrel for the Stalta? Yeah, I mean, that's something. You need that weapon? Well, at least that's that, I guess. How much is a Protea? 325, damn, that's pretty pricey. Oh, jeez. Alright, well. Alright, I'm gonna do something. I'm gonna run a quick ad break, and after the break, I think I'm gonna wind down on some rune dice. I need to change my mind a bit. I need to do something a bit more relaxing. So I'm gonna take the break. While the break is going on, I'm gonna just do a quick game swap, and then we'll end the night with about probably 45 minutes to an hour of rune dice, and the ads are coming. So, yay! Surprise at the end of the ads. Be right back. welcome back. Let me change the game source because I'm an idiot who didn't do it prior. There we go, and let me change the title. Oops, there we go. And then change that to that. And that. There we go, perfect. Let's see here.